Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is story about what if Naruto trained by Minato part 1. Before I start, please do support for more amazing content and comments for part 2. Do consider to subscribe my channel and share my video to your friends and check out the description as well. Let's start the video. Yondaime Hokage, I will never be sealed again. Mark my words, I'll kill you before you can even blink. Kushina, there's one way to see our son again, the Hakuin. I'll seal our remaining chakra into the seal, and when the time comes, we can see him again. Minato. Meanwhile, Sarutobi has managed to pierce the barrier Minato set up. He shunshined to where Minato and Kushina were. Namikaze. Don't tell me you're going to the Hakuin. It's the only way. Sarutobi. Minato looked to Naruto in a sorrowful gaze. Sarutobi followed his eyes to Naruto and realized his duty in the attack of the Kyuubi, and the life of the Namikazes. No, I'll do it. Minato looked at the Sandaime in disbelief. It's okay, Minato. I've already lived past my prime years. I've seen what I've wanted to see. I've fought every battle I wanted to fight. Well, almost. There's one more, the Kyuubi. Sarutobi, thank you. I'll still seal the Kyuubi into Naruto, but at least you will be there to protect him, I guess. This is goodbye, Hakuin. And with that, Sarutobi Hiruzen sealed the Kyuubi into the infant and passed away. Several Anbu were present to watch the final moments of the Sandaime Hokage. Hokage fell to one knee in chakra exhaustion, and the Anbu spread around the area. Tonight was the night a legend died, and new one took its place. The legend of Namikaze Naruto. Naruto. Wake up or I'll come up there myself and kick you out. Blue eyes shot open and the blonde boy shot out of bed. Wait, Ka-san. I'm up. Naruto flashed to the kitchen where Uzumaki Kushina resided. She turned around and almost spilt her coffee on Naruto. Damn it, Naruto. Stop flashing everywhere. I'm going to wash away every single seal you and your father put in this blasted house. Kushina, Naruto, and I find it convenient. That's all. Minato scratched the back of his head and gave a lazy smile. No surprise that Naruto was doing the same thing next to him. Am I an ATO? Are you raising our son to be a lazy idiot like you? I have enough with one yellow flash. 2 is pushing it. If our son turns out as lazy as you, I'm going to castrate you. Kushina yanked open a drawer and pulled out a cleaver. Her eyes twinkled with evil intent as her hair sprang to life in 9 tails. She then gave a sickly sweet smile and asked, Minato, come here for a second, will you, honey? Naruto, run. Why, you don't have to say it twice, Tsu-san. Minato and Naruto dashed out of the kitchen and ran for cover. Kushina's voice rang through the entire village of Konoha at 7 o'clock in the morning. Namikaze 1 and 2, you better get your asses here this instant. Hatake Kakashi looked up from his orange book to hear the echo of Kushina's voice and flocks of birds flying from the trees. That's Minato-sensei's family for you. He rolled his eyes and headed for the Hokage Tower where he would usually find the 2 scared Namikazes. Anyways, Naruto, as I was saying, today you are enrolling in the academy. But Ka-san, I already saw what they do in class. It's too easy. Naruto, being the son of the red-hot-blooded habanero and the yellow flash isn't always your ticket out of things. Besides, only academy graduates become Hokage. Naruto pouted. His mom was right, but he couldn't stand all the fangirls. It's not like he could help it. Being the Hokage's honorable son was apparently a big deal to these girls, but he still couldn't get it. That's right, the second Namikaze prodigy couldn't get why all the girls suddenly turned red and fainted around him. It's just a sickness they are going through, he would always think. I guess you could be a genius in some aspects, but a total brickhead in others. Love would be one of the things Namikaze Naruto would be totally ignorant of. Fine, Ka-san, I'll go. Just don't blame me if it's too easy. Minasan, we have a new student today, please settle down. Hiraka-sensei, who's the new student? Some kid yelled. Namikaze Naruto. A few gasps were heard and then a squeal, then 2 more, then all the girls in class were squealing. Ah, it's Naruto-sama. Kaya. Naruto had to resist the urge to roll his eyes. Manners, Naruto. His parents said it's all about showing manners. Haha, kid. Look at all the vixen. Too bad they're all after the name, not the person. Naruto thought. Now quiet, Kurama. Before I say something out loud to you and sound crazy. Hee, that was your fault for the record. Sure, it's been 2 years since Naruto had first made contact with the Kyuubi. 4 years old, and he had already contacted the century-old Bijou. They became friends after a while, somehow. No one really knows except Naruto and Kyuubi. Naruto would have conversations with Kurama in his head sometimes, but one time he responded to Kurama out loud at the dinner table and Minato and Kushina looked at Naruto in shock. The Namikaze were sitting at the dinner table eating silently when suddenly, Naruto bursted out. Shut it, Kurama, I won't eat them, I hate peas. Naruto? Kushina and Minato looked at Naruto, mouths gaping open. Who is Kurama? Oh no, honey, Naruto has an imaginary friend. We raised our son to be insane. Minato, what do we do? Unlike Kushina, Minato had somewhat of a clue who Kurama was. Naruto is Kurama, the Minato made 2 ears with his hands and flopped them around on his head. A Kyuubi? Why yeah, that was the last time Naruto responded to Kurama when people were around, that is until now. Naruto quickly bowed and took a seat in the back next to a kid with spiky black hair and a ponytail. The kid looked up to Naruto and said, Naro Shikamaru, pleasure to meet you. Then he put his head down and fell asleep. Yeah, Namake's Naruto. Pleasure to meet you too. Naruto stole a couple glances at the sleeping boy. How could he pay attention if he was sleeping in class? But it didn't matter, the whole class was easy, so he felt like he could understand why the boy slept through lectures. What a joke, Naruto thought. They were talking about Konoha's history, which Minato had already drilled into his head years before. Yeah, at age 4, Naruto had already memorized Konoha's history. When Iruka-sensei passed out a quiz, he and Shikamaru took the test and got 100%. Naruto then remembered the Nara clan being full of geniuses with IQs above 200. He and Shikamaru grinned at each other, sharing a mutual understanding of how easy this material was. He could make friends. Then, they had gone over kunai and shuriken throwing. All of the children couldn't throw properly, aside from Naruto, that is, who was ambidextrous and deadly accurate. Naruto hit every target spot on, thus surprising everyone. Naruto only smirked and walked back to sit down. On the side, Naruto could spot an Uchiha Sasuke? No, Sasa? No, what was his name again? He kind of slept through the roll call and couldn't quite put his finger on the name. Well, either way, the Uchiha was staring crossly at Naruto with his cheek puffed out. The Uchiha managed to only get 4 kunai in the targets. It kinda put shame to the accuracy that the Uchiha were so famous for. The last part was sparring. Each clan had a style. There just so happened to be a couple of future clan heirs in this particular class, all specialized in their own clan style. Too bad Naruto had researched these styles and found counters for all of them. Even those who made their own styles were immediately countered by Naruto. He wasn't called the prodigy of Konoha for nothing. Naruto could analyze any fighting style and find its flaws in a matter of seconds. He was the second coming of the Yellow Flash. No surprise there. And of course, Naruto beat every single student in spars regardless of whether they used jutsu or not. If you could put Naruto on the ranks of ninja, he would be around high jonin in most aspects with Kage-level chakra. His jutsu arsenal rivaled that of copycat Kakashi with 1,000 jutsus copied. Iruka already knew this, considering he was actually Umbu undercover. The Umbu knew everything, well, almost everything. He didn't know that Naruto knew he was Umbu, and he didn't know Naruto could sense the other 2 Umbu hidden in the room. There was a lot to learn from the boy. Class ended and Naruto was asked to stay after class. Naruto, I know you find this class really boring and I already know your skill level. Do you want to try to graduate this year? We can move you up to grade 5, the last grade. Although a majority of the students would be older than you, the skill level is at least a little higher. Besides, you have to take the last year to take the genin test anyways. Really? Okay then, I'm cool with it. Just ask my dad for approval. Naruto nodded and shined back home, leaving Iruka to clean up the classroom. Tadaimasu. Okairinasai, Naruto. Dinner is ready, come eat as soon as you're ready. Okay, Kaa-san. Naruto chucked off his shinobi sandals and walked to his room only to be yanked by the collar. Now where do you think you're going with those shoes chucked around? Titu-san, hehe. I was gonna fix it. Damn straight you were, now go fix them. We can talk about your first day at academy at the table. Minato let go of Naruto's collar and watched his son rearrange his shoes. It was funny how similar Naruto looked like to his genin days. Naruto had a hoodie on like him, except it was orange. Minato frowned. Apparently Naruto picked up on Kushina's knack for bright colors. Now Naruto was spouting non-stop about being the Orange Flash or the Orange Hokage. As if there's only room for one Flash in this world, and it was him. Minato chuckled a bit. Orange Hokage, huh? Minato flashed a quick smile and walked to the kitchen to greet Kushina. Naruto! Eat your damn peas before I shove them down your throat forcefully. Naruto involuntarily gulped, taking the peas that were stuffed into his mouth down his throat. Naruto then made a face and started clawing at his throat. He took a deep breath and stuck out his tongue. Quick! Give me ramen! Anything to wash away the taste of peas. No, that's what you get for stuffing all your peas in your mouth and now swallowing. You could have choked. Kushina glared at Naruto. Minato passed a cup of juice under the table to Naruto, who chugged the whole drink when he thought Kushina wasn't looking. I saw that. You too, Minato. Get back here, you two. Minato and Naruto scampered off, leaving Kushina in the dining room, standing up with one foot on a seat, ready to pounce, with 3 forks between her fingers like kunai, glaring at the doorway. Meanwhile, Minato sat next to Naruto on the couch in the living room. So I heard from Iruka that you are going to move up to grade 5. Yup. Today was too easy, they couldn't even throw a kunai. It was ridiculous. That's great and all, but remember, nothing replaces hard work. I know. It's just that I already went through the hard work with kunai, and history and taijutsu. Genin is too easy. You know my skill. I'm like a jonin, while you have a large sum of jutsu. Most, if not all, are mid to high level chunin. It's only the number that makes you high jonin. Sure, the number rivals Kakashi, but the level isn't there yet, and you don't have experience, and I'm not prepared to send a 6-year-old into aid to be ranked missions, let alone my son. Genin first, chunin second, then we talk about jonin. Not to mention, you don't even know my jutsu. We'll have Jiraiya train you. Cool. A Sannin as a teacher. Naruto raced out of the living room to his room. Then a voice came from behind Minato. Don't you dare send my son to that pervert to train. Kushina, he isn't really a pervert, he's a super pervert. Just then, the white-haired sage bursted through the door. Kushina whipped her head around to face Jiraiya, then sent her fist into Jiraiya's face, launching him out the window next to the door. She huffed, placed her hands on her hips, then turned around to face Minato. Did you hear him? The more reasons to not send our son with that thing. Minato just looked at the broken window with a hole and sweat dropped. Only my wife can send a Sannin through Konoha with a punch. Wait, scratch that, Tsunade too. Did you say something, honey? And no, not at all, sweetie. Anyways, on a more serious note. I know Naruto is a genius at a lot of things, he isn't ready for the world yet. Don't you think Genin is a bit too early? He's only 6. At least Kakashi was a bit older. No, I think Naruto is ready. He's got the skill, he just needs the experience. Besides, Genin just does yard work and gardening, no big deal. Yeah, but, relax Kushina, it will be okay. Fine. Then who is his sensei going to be? I was thinking about. Naruto woke up early in the morning. It was going to be his first day at academy, as a grade 5 student. A better improvement to the grade 1. Seriously, what were his parents thinking? Anyways, his first step to Hokage, Genin. It would suck if I was a Genin forever. Naruto frowned. A shiver was sent down his back as he imagined himself still a Genin at age 15, too old if you asked me. Naruto jumped out of bed and dragged himself to the bathroom. And slash ha 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 ha, oh the irony. Naruto, here is your breakfast, don't be late. Punctuality is key. If it's so important, why is Kakashi always late? And by several hours on top of it? Kushina's face faltered for a second. Don't follow Kakashi, he's another lazy perv. Somewhere in Konoha, a silver-haired man sneezed. Get going, I don't want you to be late. Hi Kasan, I'll see you around. Naruto grabbed a toast and shined out of the house. Class, we have a new student. Murmurs were heard around the class. Naruto shifted around where he stood. He looked up to see students older than him. He never really was one for attention, but when it's from people older than him, he suddenly becomes shy. When he was brought to a council meeting with Minato on Bring Your Child to Work Day, he was really shy and couldn't look at any of the adults in the eyes when they came to greet him. Namikaze Naruto, nice to meet you Tebeo, Naruto blurted. Tebeo? Namikaze? Yandame. The other students were whispering to each other. Damn it. He was Jonin level, introductions should be a piece of cake. Why was he so nervous? You can sit in the empty seat in the back, Naruto. Iruka pointed out to a seat in the back corner, next to a girl with pink hair. Naruto sat down and looked at the girl. She had short pink hair with a red ribbon tying her bangs back. Her emerald eyes were big. She was young, his age kind of young. Namikaze Naruto, nice to meet you. Haruno Sakura, and nice to meet you too. Nay, Haruno-san, aren't you a bit young for this class? I'm only here for the strategy classes. I'm book smart, but not athletic. I go back to grade 1 for physical education. Wow, awesome, Haruno-san. Naruto never heard of a ninja clan called Haruno. He presumed she came from a civilian family. He was least to say impressed. While she said she wasn't physically ready to be Genin, she was already taking strategy courses from grade 5. This was definitely a feat for a civilian family. Too bad he won't be on a team with her. A strategist like her, or even maybe that Nara guy, would have been really beneficial. Naruto shifted his attention back to Iruka and listened to the course. Grade 5, though it was still easy in the strategy classes, was a bit more challenging with sparring. Sure, he could counter the style used, but he couldn't counter the power. The other students were just too big compared to him. While he could fling his hands up to block the attack perfectly, the attack would be too heavy, and he would be knocked to the floor. 3 feet 7 inches 6-year-olds were just not made to fight 4 feet 10 inches 11-year-olds. Naruto got by with small scratches, mostly from being hit to the floor and rolling around to dodge. All Naruto thought was Kasan is going to have a field day. Damn straight I'm got a field day, look at all these scratches. Minato, get here right now. Minato flashed to the kitchen where he found Naruto on a stool covered in loosely wrapped bandages. Frankly, he looked like a horribly wrapped mummy thanks to Kushina's poor medic skills. I'll help. Now Naruto, care to explain what happened? Minato responded, taking the bandages from Kushina's hand. Kushina huffed and turned away. The older kids were a bit too big and the floor was covered in twigs. I wasn't careful when I rolled, cut myself with twigs. At least sparring is a bit more challenging and fun. You gotta be more careful, Naruto. I can't let you get hurt. Minato unraveled the bandages only to find that most of the cuts were already healed. The fox, huh? Minato thought. He threw away the wasted bandages and turned to Naruto. Get going, you gotta train more now. I don't want you getting pushed around. Show them who's boss. OSU. Naruto pumped his fist in the air and ran out of the room. Don't give him any ideas, Minato. He's already really hard. I don't want him to push it. If he doesn't train, you will have to heal his scratches every day. I'll give him some pointers, but he needs to be able to adapt to his disadvantages and turn them into his advantages. It will be fine, he'll be Genin before you know it. Also, I got Jiraiya to agree to training him when he's older. URG fine. Stupid pervert better not brush some of that perverse thoughts on Naruto, or I will personally deal with the stupid Sannin. Minato gulped and hoped that the Sannin knew the consequences for his inevitable actions. And that's a wrap. Haha, update got here a little faster than normal, so don't expect 2-day updates. Tongue sticking out. It's going to take a while before the action really begins. We just gotta get Naruto at the level I want him at. By the way, Naruto is a prodigy, not a god. He will not go around being the Rikudo Sannin, and don't think he's gonna get some massive harem. Ain't happening, don't get your hopes up, chillins. Har har har, see you soon. Please review. Time skip will happen soon. About 1 year time skip. Naruto, 8 years old. Get the hell up, Naruto. Don't make me get up there. Naruto's eyes flashed open, darting around the room. He looked at the alarm which read 7 a.m. It's too early. Naruto closed his eyes again only to be interrupted. Narrate. I'm up. Naruto rolled out of bed and scratched his back as he made his way to the bathroom. I swear, that kid never wakes up on time. Kushina flipped a couple pancakes on the pan. She looked back at Minato, who was engrossed in a newspaper while sipping coffee. She stopped at the doorway to the dining room and spoke to Minato. Minato, today is the test. Do you think he's ready? Who will be his teammates? Teacher? Oh, there are so many things that could go wrong. What if bandits attack? What if? It's fine, Kushina. There are no bandits on D ranks, just grass and paint. He'll do fine. I got the perfect teacher for him too. While she was talking, Naruto skipped past Kushina at the doorway into the kitchen. He skipped back out and ran to the living room. Kushina sighed and went back into the kitchen to finish the pancakes. Kushina looked back to her pan only to see it empty, along with the other pancakes that were on a plate. Naruto! Get back here! Naruto rested his head on his arm as he looked out the window. Today was the day he had been waiting for, the day of the Genin test. All the grade 5 students had graduated academy, but the Genin test was held 4 months after. Today was the fated day, the day that determined if one could be a ninja or not. He looked at the clock to see that he was 15 minutes early. The classroom was practically empty with the exception of a few Aburame and civilian family. Most of the ninja clans shined with their children to drop them off, and the Aburame, well, they were always nitpicky on punctuality. Like my mom. Naruto rolled his eyes and focused back on the clouds outside. Several poofs were heard outside and Naruto snapped his head back at the clock. 2 more minutes till class starts. The clan members have arrived. The door opened and a mass of 11-year-olds made it through the door, followed by the towering Irika-sensei. He had a stack of paper in one hand and a box held at the hip, full of hitai, different colors too. Sit down, everybody. Class is starting. Anyways, as you all know, the reason you are here is to take the Genin test. If you aren't, you are in the wrong room. Please leave immediately. No one budged. People took quick glances at each other to find any unrecognizable faces. Seeing as nobody was moving, Irika-sensei started again. Okay, now the test is composed of multiple parts, the written, the physical, and the jutsu. First, the written part will be about strategy, history, geography, etc. Second, the physical will be shooting shuriken and kunai, and using other weapons. The last test is jutsu. You will do a henge, kawarimi, and bunshin. I wish the best of luck. We will now pass the written portion out. Irika-sensei and another sensei handed out small packets and pencils to each student. Naruto started immediately. The multiple choice was easy, clearly shown by how early many of the students completed the section. The essay, however, was a different story. What is the will of the fire? While Minato had asked this question to Naruto on many different occasions, Naruto only had a basic idea of what it meant. Naruto looked around to see many confused faces, each accompanied with either finger tapping or head scratching. What was will of the fire? It seemed a lot like motivation to Naruto. Minato said it was what caused him to be Hokage. Naruto narrowed his eyes. He should get this too since he also wanted to be Hokage. What drove him to set such a goal? Why did he want to be Hokage? Naruto scratched his chin. He thought hard. Was it for recognition? Sure, maybe a part of it, but fame was only the cherry on top. Money? Naruto knows that the Hokage isn't paid any higher than S-ranked missions and whatnot, so it's not like you had to be Hokage to earn his kind of paycheck. Paperwork? Definitely not. That isn't even a question. Then he remembered being with his dad who was giving out missions. It was pretty fun too, determining what mission should the Genin or Chunin take. He also remembered watching his dad save a kitten from a tree for a small girl. Was it care? Or maybe responsibility? Or maybe both. Naruto's face lit up and he began to scribble, which did not go unnoticed by Irika-sensei, who was looking with curiosity. Naruto sat on the swing outside in the courtyard and slumped. Regardless of what they said about him being a genius, that test was mentally exhausting. Who would give such a complicated essay question? He watched the rest of his former classmates file out to the courtyard, once again, followed by Irika-sensei. Okay, everybody. Listen up. We will start the physical test now. At the table to our right, we will pick up some blunt kunai and shuriken. Any of these weapons that are brought from home are prohibited. Other assorted weapons, however, are permitted to be brought from home. You will be graded on accuracy, speed, and power, each weapon ranked out of 10. We will start with kunai. Everyone went to the weapons table and picked out 10 kunai and shuriken. They went alphabetically, each student walking up to the line, throwing each kunai and shuriken at the targets with white circles on them. Irika-sensei stood by, jotting notes down on his clipboard, then proceeding to shout out the scores. So far, the class average was around 8.0 with a few exceptions of 9.0 and 10.0. Namikaze, Naruto. Naruto walked up to the line with 4 kunai in each hand and 2 kunai next to him. He got into a stance and then looked at Irika-sensei, who was still jotting down some last-minute notes. Irika-sensei lifted his head up and nodded. That's the okay. Naruto launched all 8 kunai at the same time at each target, then proceeded to whip out his remaining 2 and throw them as well. All kunai hit each target cleanly in the middle, all lodged perfectly in the wood. Naruto let out a sigh. He wasn't aware that he was holding and straightened himself out. He patted himself down from any dirt, and proceeded to walk away, not without hearing a few fangirl squeals to which he blushed at from the attention. 10 out of 10 next, Mubara Rinasuke. Naruto sat down and watched Rinasuke launch kunai. Mubara Rinasuke was probably one of the worst genin candidates in the group. He was a pretty bad student in, well, everything. He had this loud, obnoxious personality with no skill to back it up. He always wore a shit-eating grin and wore neon green clothes. Naruto thought the clothes were pretty cool, thanks for his love of bright colors, except they weren't meant for a ninja. They could be easily spotted from a mile away, 2 miles if the enemy ninja was good. He kinda felt bad that Rinasuke was struggling, so he had attempted to give Rinasuke a few tips on launching the kunai earlier this week. But Rinasuke's pride was too big and so he rudely rejected Naruto's help. Rinasuke, what am I going to do with you? March 10th. Heh, that's what you think, Irika team. I just wasn't feeling good today. Irika-sensei's eyes narrowed at the name, but then brushed it aside and called the next name. The shuriken test felt like another deja vu. Naruto got 10 out of 10 accompanied by squeals, and Rinasuke got a 3 out of 10 and called Irika-sensei his nickname with the same excuse. For the specialized weapons, Naruto had picked out a ninjato similar to that of Hatake Kakashi. Surprisingly, the ninjato was a gift from said Jonin for Naruto's 7th birthday. He even taught Naruto a few moves which Naruto proudly used during the test, earning him a 9 out of 10. Rinasuke, on the other hand, decided to pick from the weapons at the table. Unfortunately, with his rather large ego, he picked a rather large weapon. He swung a battle axe around and slipped, launching the axe near Irika-sensei's head and lodging it in the tree behind him. Irika nearly blew the roof, lecturing Rinasuke about the dangers of using a foreign weapon, and ultimately he received a 1/10, only for attempt. Hi, that concludes the physical test. Let's move indoors for the jutsus. Naruto sat down quietly and waited for his name to be called. His patient and quiet waiting was interrupted by another person who sat rather loudly next to him. He looked over his shoulder to see a girl with dark purple hair and green eyes. Can you believe this test? It's kinda hard, don't you think? Naruto raised an eyebrow before responding. Sure is, the essay was really hard. Really? I thought that was pretty easy. What? How did you answer? Easy, fire has no will, fire is uncontrollable, and it also has no conscience. Thus there is no such thing as a will of fire. Naruto kind of wanted to facepalm himself right there, and then proceed to hit his head multiple times on the table. But of course he kept it all in. I don't think that was what it was asking. Really? I asked my other friends and they answered pretty similarly too. Naruto's sweat dropped. My name is Rei, by the way. Waraikari Rei. We rarely talk during the year. Namikaze Naruto. Oh yeah, the Hokage's kid. You're pretty young, aren't you? Naruto nodded. Suddenly he heard his name called. Well, that's me. It was nice to meet you, Waraikari-san. Rei is fine. Oh okay. Jane Rei-san. Bye. Okay, Naruto, you know which jutsus, right? Let's start off with Kawarimi. Naruto Kawarimi with the log next to him. Bunshin. Naruto then poofed out 3 Kage Bunshin. Sorry, Irika-sensei, my chakra is too much for a simple Bunshin, so I used Kage Bunshin. That's fine, now do the henge. Irika-sensei clearly didn't know Naruto that well, even with Umbu reports. The mischievous glint in Naruto's eyes and the smirk that was dawned on his face clearly didn't spark any suspicion in the disguised Umbu. Henge, Oiroke no Jutsu. Irika-sensei's eyes bulged and he fell back from the fountain of blood spewing out of his nose. Irika quickly recovered and put his hand over his nose to stop the bloody waterfall. Don't ever do that again. Naruto started laughing. Well, he was Naruto before. Now he was his grown female counterpart, nude with the exception of fog around specific areas. Naruto released the henge and crouched on the floor, grabbing his stomach. I never knew that Irika-sensei was vulnerable to the Oiroke no Jutsu. Irika-sensei wiped away the remaining blood and tried to look a bit more dignified. Fine, why you pass? I'll get Rinasuke. Naruto skipped to the door and shouted, Mubara Rinasuke. He then quickly grabbed a Hitai-8 next to Irika-sensei, then flashed out the door. Naruto ran as fast as he could back home. He bursted through the door, chucked off his shoes and ran to the kitchen, where he was greeted with a huge banner, balloons, and confetti. Minato and Kushina popped up and pulled party poppers and yelled congrats on passing. Naruto grinned and went to hug his parents. Minato had taken a bit of time off being Hokage to be home early for the surprise party. Apparently, they had also invited Jiraiya, much to Kushina's dislike, and Tsunade. When the two Sannin arrived, Tsunade brought bottles after bottles of sake only to be turned down because Naruto was a minor. Jiraiya tried to give Naruto his first Ika but was only able to take out the book before being launched into space by Kushina and Tsunade's punch, fearsome combo. They ate cake and celebrated. Then Minato pulled out the report on the test he got from Irika. Written 99 out of 100, SAN/A, Kunai 10 out of 10, Shuriken 10 out of 10, Kawarimi 10 out of 10, Bunshin 10 out of 10, Henge. Yeah, Minato, what about Henge? Kushina was eager to hear what her son got on Henge but faltered when she saw Minato's face distort into fear. She felt she had a hunch of what was going on, and quickly snatched the paper only to have her face distort into anger. Minato whispered, Naruto, you can start running now. Naruto, you used Oiroke no Jutsu on Irika? Get your ass over here so I can beat it. Get over here right now. Jiraiya the questioned, Oiroke no Jutsu? Clearly never hearing about Naruto's perverted exploits. Naruto made a wrong move by moving his attention from his mother to Jiraiya. Unfortunately, Naruto smirked then yelled, Henge, and appeared as his grown female counterpart. Jiraiya grew hearts in his eyes and some blood dripped from his nose. He gave 2 thumbs up and kept muttering how the child was a genius. Minato covered his nose, which did not go unnoticed by Kushina, and Kushina and Tsunade's mouth dropped and their fists clenched. Naruto caught his mother and the Sannin's reactions and quickly released. He had to get out, and he had to get out fast. He quickly flashed outside of the house and began running. He turned to look back and saw his worst nightmare come true. Both his mother and the Sannin were running after him at top speeds with a dust cloud trailing behind them. They were starting to gain on him, and Naruto saw his short life flashed before his eyes. Without any hesitation, Minato quickly flashed next to Naruto, grabbed him, then flashed back home. Naruto was safe for a few more minutes before the 2 women returned. Naruto earned 2 new bumps on his head which were swelling up. Naruto then vowed to never use Oiroke no Jutsu, at least in front of the ladies. Beep beep beep. It's been a long night for Naruto, evil ladies chasing him, eating a lot of cake, constantly followed by a super pervert for research. Naruto slammed his hand down on the alarm clock that read 7 o'clock. He barely opened his eyes and looked around. He yawned and stretched, sat up, stretched again, only to fall back onto his pillow. He was expecting a yell from his mother, but it wasn't there. Oh, that's right, she was on a mission. Ah, the life of a ninja. Naruto proceeded to roll out of bed, hitting the floor. Naruto? Is that you? Minato opened the door to find Naruto sprawled out on the floor, face first. MMPH. Naruto groaned and lifted his head. Minato helped him up. You're gonna meet your sensei today. Come on, get ready. I tried to cook but it didn't work. You're gonna have to eat some cereal. Take some nutrition bars too, you might get a little hungry on the way. Naruto strolled off to the bathroom and got ready. Minato returned to the dining room to read his newspaper, listening to Naruto run around the house to get ready. Naruto rested his head on the desk and looked around. He was 15 minutes early again. Genin tests were yesterday and Irika-sensei told the students that they had to come in the day after to get into 3-man cells to take the second test. Naruto looked around and saw that a majority of the civilian students were there. He brushed off the observation and looked back at the clouds through the academy window for the last time. The poofs were heard again, and this time Irika-sensei opened the door first, followed by the mass of newly promoted genin. Hi everyone, please sit down. Today we'll divide you into groups and assign senseis per. Irika then started to explain how the 3-man cells were important, and how they were vital for the mission to be completed for genin. He then congratulated everyone for their promotion and quickly read off each team. Team 7 Mubara Rinasuke, Waraikari Rei, and Naiku Jinto. Irika paused for a second and realized his mistake. Jinto, who tested before Naruto, had actually failed the test. Irika had checked off the wrong box. Instead of Namikaze, he checked off Naiku. He coughed, and then proceeded to correct his mistakes. Actually, there has been a mistake. Naiku Jinto had not passed the test. Namikaze Naruto will be in Team 7. Rei beamed and Rinasuke looked at Naruto with a frown. Naruto gave an awkward smile and waved to his 2 new teammates before zoning out at the windows. Rei, Rinasuke, and Naruto were left in the classroom because their sensei was apparently running late. Naruto was reading a book, Rei was braiding her hair, and Rinasuke, well, he was fiddling in his seat, shaking his legs, picking at his fingers, looking impatient as ever. Arg. When will that stupid sensei come? It's been, like, 45 minutes already. Naruto looked up at Rinasuke with mild interest at Rinasuke's distress and rants. Rinasuke, I'm sure sensei is just a tad bit late, Irika said to wait. At that moment, the doors slid open and the Jonin instructor entered. It was none other than Hatake Kakashi. His silver hair slung over his headband that covered one of his eyes, and his mask covering a majority of his face. He caught sight of Naruto and gave a quick nod before looking at the rest of his students, a bright green kid and a purple-haired girl plus a little prodigy. His thoughts were interrupted by Rinasuke's yell. You're late. Patience is virtue, Mubara-san. Kakashi-sensei has his reasons. Naruto said calmly without looking away from his book. Who told you to talk, Namikaze? I just made an observation that needed to be addressed, dead last like you needs to be aware of it. Guys, please calm down, Kakashi-sensei is here, let's not waste any more time. Kakashi's sweat dropped. It was just like his old team, Obito like Minato, him like Naruto, and Rin like Rei. If the two teams are alike, they are going to have some major issues with teamwork. Kakashi sighed. Okay kids, meet me up at the top of the roof. Kakashi shined and waited a bit. Naruto followed suit and shined himself, surprising Kakashi who didn't know Genin could shin. Rei and Rinasuke took the stairs up. When they were all together, Kakashi began. Okay, let's start with a little introduction, your name, your likes and dislikes, your strong point, and your dream or goal. You first. Purple. Waraikari Rei. I like cooking and healing. I dislike arguments. Her eyes glared at the two boys who quickly looked away from each other and humphed. My strong point is my medic jutsus, and my goal is to become the best medic Nin, better than Senjutsu Nade, just like Rin. Kakashi thought. Then he turned to Rinasuke. Mubara Rinasuke, Rino for short. I like eating and sleeping. I dislike arrogant jerks. Then he glared at Naruto, who fervently returned the glare with equal intensity. My strongest point is weapons, says the guy that wielded a battle axe. Naruto scoffed. Shut up, asshole. My weapon skills beat yours by 10,000. Oh really? Kakashi coughed, bringing the boy's attention back to him. Please continue your introduction, Rino. Anyways, my dream and goal is to be Hokage. Nah. I'm gonna be Hokage. Rino glared at Naruto, who had his arms crossed and was glaring back. The glaring competition continued until Kakashi coughed again. Kakashi looked at Naruto. Name is Namikaze Naruto. I love ramen and training. I dislike assholes. My strongest point is jutsu, and my goal is to be the best Hokage in the history of Konoha. Naruto stuck his nose up in the air and looked away from Rino, who was fuming and holding his fist up. Rei got up and sat between the two after whacking them both on the head to stop their antics. Naruto and Rino cradled their heads, which were both sporting a large bump. Naruto had 3 now. Kakashi's sweat dropped again. It was just like his old team, constant bickering between the guys and a neutral medic girl who acted as mediator. Tomorrow, we will hold the secondary test to being a genin. I suggest you not eat breakfast unless you want to puke. Meet up at training ground 7 at 8. Don't be late. Disperse. The whole team stood up and Naruto flashed away. Rei jumped from the roof to the next, and Rino tripped and face planted himself before getting up and jumping to the next roof. Kakashi's sweat dropped one last time before he shined away. And/hell, I made shin a verb lol. Next day 8 a.m., Naruto leaned against a tree and looked at his surroundings. He was the first at the training grounds. Didn't sensei say not to be late? Yet not even sensei was there. Naruto took this time to formulate a strategy based on his surroundings. He sent out a clone to put his seals everywhere, and then dispelled the clone. Rei soon showed up energetically waving to Naruto, who gave a slight nod of recognition. Rino showed up next challenging Naruto, who apathetically flipped him off. This started another glaring contest where both parties grabbed the other at the collar and glared challengingly. Kakashi, who saw what just happened as he walked over, sweat dropped from the umpteenth time. Naruto was just like him, and Rino like Obito. He walked over to the group of genin and began to talk. Okay, today we will start the test. It's a basic bell test. I have 2 bells and you need to get one before 12. If you don't get a bell, you will be tied to a stump and I'll eat your lunch in front of you. And on top of it, if you don't get a bell, you will be sent back to the academy. Any questions? The group remained quiet, letting the information sink in. Kakashi motioned the group to the center of the training grounds and then yelled, "Start!" All of them flashed away to the trees for cover. Well, actually all but Rino. Naruto flashed to one of the trees and watched Rino fight Kakashi. I'll fight you one-on-one. Naruto is too much of a coward to fight you alone, definitely not a trait for a Hokage. Naruto mentally face-palmed himself. No possible genin could possibly fight one of the elite jounin of this village, let alone an Umbu captain. He had his homework done and found information about the silver-haired man. He had his Kage Bunshin lay out traps and seals. All I gotta do is lure him in now, he thought. Rino was quickly dispatched by the jounin, and now Kakashi was looking for his other genin. Kakashi quickly dodged a kunai that flew past his face. He had set off one of Naruto's traps. Naruto grinned and went for the attack. Ditan Asu Sekijin no Jutsu, Kakashi leapt, barely dodging the spikes that sprouted from the ground. Then he felt his back getting hot. Katan Gakaki no Jutsu, Naruto grinned. He had Kakashi in the air who couldn't land. The fireball got closer until poof. Kakashi had Kawarimi as a log which was now scorched. Naruto frowned but quickly dodged a few shuriken coming his way. His eyes narrowed and then he backflipped to evade more projectiles. The projectile's shadow then extended chasing after Naruto. Shadow Jutsu? How did Kakashi know a technique from the Nara clan? Then he realized. Genjutsu, Kai. Naruto barely dodged the punch that was coming to his face. He engaged into a taijutsu match with Kakashi. Naruto kept evading and countering to the best of his abilities. He was at a disadvantage in size. He knew that even with a block, Kakashi's strikes would still prevail. But while he was thinking, he couldn't react to the kick as fast and put up his hands. Kakashi kicked Naruto, who was sent flying. Naruto stood back up and got into a stance. Shit, I gotta get Ray and Rino. Kakashi stopped in front of Naruto, who quickly flashed away. Naruto ran past the trees to find Ray, who was now hiding behind a bush. Ray! You gotta help, we need to find Rino. Ray nodded and they went to look for Rino, who was now head deep into the ground. Ray! Help! I'm stuck. Rino completely ignored Naruto, who got pissed. Ray just shrugged, saying how she didn't know any techniques that could get him out of the ground. Naruto walked over and placed 2 hands on the ground and said, Ditan Yoyu Dasakuja. The ground became mud and Rino slipped out, his green suit now covered in brown. Rino was annoyed that Naruto knew a jutsu he didn't know. Who asked for your help, shithead? Do you want me to put you back into the ground? Because I can. Try me. Fine. Ditan Shinjuzanshu no. Enough, guys. It's 11:30. We only got 30 minutes before the timer goes off. Ray whacked the 2 boys again and they got into a circle. Naruto started first. I've tried a jutsu and a taijutsu match with him. I can't land a hit. He even used genjutsu on me. I don't think we can do this alone. Ha! You got beaten by Kakashi. Shut it, Rino. At least I wasn't found dug into the ground and needed saving. You. Enough, you two. Fine. As I was saying, I might have figured out a plan to beat the Jonin. We need a distraction, a stealth, and a backup. Rino, you're loud, so you be distraction. Ray, your chakra control can get you to put up a camouflage technique to sneak up. If you can't get the bells, then I'll come in with this jutsu to knock him out. Hey! Who you calling loud? Why can't you just start off by knocking him out with your jutsu? Because it takes time, and it's still experimental. Wait, but aren't there only 2 bells? I know, if we get the bells, I'll give them to you too. I'm only 8 while you 2 are 11, I can afford to be sent back to academy. Rino started crying comical tears and grabbed Naruto's hands into his own. The ultimate sacrifice, you are so kind. Naruto flicked his hands away and punched Rino to the floor. Don't touch me, please. Kakashi waited out in the open. He didn't see any of the genin until suddenly, Rino came out. Rino was covered in mud, so Kakashi presumed he probably used some water to get out of the jutsu. Rino started to run at Kakashi. I thought you learned already. Frontal assault won't work. That's what you think, Baka Kakashi. Kakashi dodged all of Rino's attacks, but suddenly felt a presence behind him. He turned around to find that Ray was about to reach for the bells. He kicked both genin away, but then heard Ray and Rino yell at the same time. Naruto, now! Naruto ran out of the tree line along the river and yelled, Suetun Nanatsu Suko. Behind Naruto, 7 foxes formed from the water in the river and started following suit. The foxes raced towards Kakashi, who was surprised but impressed by Naruto's technique. Ray and Rino were thinking along the same lines, but just when all 7 foxes were about to attack, 4 of them dispersed, drenching Kakashi in water, who then kawarimi away before the remaining 3 landed on his previous spot, also splashing away. He wasn't kidding about experimental. Huh? Shut it, Rino. I made that jutsu from scratch, damn it. We were so close. What do you mean? We've got time. Just then, the bell rung and Ray and Rino slumped their backs in disappointment. Kakashi appeared in front of them looking a bit more dry than before. Well, Kakashi-sensei, none of us got the bells. I guess we are all sent back, right? Well, actually, you all pass. What? But what about the bells? The lunches? The time? Rino started panicking, who was being attempted to calm down by Ray. Naruto just flashed next to them, interested in why they passed. The test wasn't just to see if you could act like ninjas, but to see if you could act as a team. Remember, those who break rules are trash, but those who abandon their comrades are worse than trash. If you can't protect your own teammates, then you can't protect anyone else. Remember your will of fire. What is that, anyways? For another time. For now, you can go home. Tomorrow meet here at 9 for your first mission. All 3 genin left, and Kakashi sighed. Their team was so much alike to his old one, he feared that they will befall the same fate sooner or later. URG Baka Kakashi, are we gonna do more than these ridiculous D ranks? How about some with more action? Shut up, Rino. As if a retard like you could handle anything above a D rank. URG, you shut up, dumbass, says the dead last to the top student. You, guys. Calm yourselves. We gotta listen to Kakashi-sensei for the mission details. As I was saying, today's mission will be the classic D rank. Mr. Hayashi wants us to clean out the weeds in his field. We will take 4 hours, then take a break for lunch. In the afternoon, we will start training. URG. Him again? His weeds grow back every freaking week. Can't we do some Ditan Jutsu and level that shit out? He has some herbs that are important growing on that lot. We can't just level out his herbs. We can always remove them first and plant them again after leveling out the lot. Thank you, Naruto. Wait, Naruto's agreeing with me? What? Has the world ended? Is it an apocalypse? Shut up, loser. That sounds like a good idea, Naruto. Hey! That was my idea, Baka Kakashi. Whatever, loser. Shut up, Naruto. Ditan Tairana Heijuin no Jutsu. The ground shook as Naruto and Kakashi placed their hands on the ground and called the jutsu. The ground leveled out and Rino toppled over. Hey, watch it. Widow Rino-chan needs an apology? Sorry you didn't apply chakra to your feet like a normal person would have, loser. Shut up, nara shit. The boys kept bickering as Kakashi stood by Ray. You'll take care of, more like heal, your teammates, right, Ray? Yeah, maybe, if they don't kill each other in the process. I'm not that good yet. Kakashi and Ray looked back at the two boys who were now at a full-out spar with weapons and jutsu flying everywhere. The flat ground became a war zone. We might have to do the jutsu again, Kakashi-sensei. I think you're right, Ray. Hi, Hokage-sama. Our mission is done. Nah, Hokage-sama, can't we do any missions with some actions? I don't know, maybe C rank? Something awesome. Shut up, Rino. Didn't Kakashi-sensei say we aren't ready? And don't talk to Hokage-sama like that, Ray reprimanded. Tisk, I'll be Hokage soon, so I can do whatever I want. No. I'm gonna be Hokage. Rino and Naruto got into one of their arguments again as Minato, Kakashi, and Ray's sweat dropped. Okay, here's the deal. I've got 1 C rank for border patrol. If you can do this kind of mission easily, I'll get you another C rank. Prepare yourself, it will be in 1 week. Yeah. Thank you, Hokage-sama. You won't regret it. Naruto, your dad is the best. You don't think I know that already? Hey. No need to be mean, I was giving you a compliment. If that's what you call a compliment, then you need to recheck the dictionary. Hey, enough, boys. Kakashi-sensei and I will be at Training Ground 7. If you're done with your little argument, you can come and join us. Wait, Ray-chan. Ha, I bet I can beat you there, Narashit. You wanna bet? You're on. Hey, wait. Naruto had already flashed, leaving Rino to trip on the floor again before jumping out of the window. Minato was still at the Hokage's desk, amused at the relationship between his son and his teammate, a bit surprised by his son's nickname but amused nonetheless. Don't let me down, Team 7. Come on, Baka Kakashi, we've been running for the past freaking hour. How many more laps do we have to do? Are you listening to me? Quit reading your freaking porn. Kakashi looked up to see Rino fuming. Naruto ran a little farther and stopped for a break but kept his eyes on Rino and Kakashi. Kakashi's eyes then glinted with pure evil. Are you not running, Rino-chan? Shouldn't your little legs be moving instead of standing there? Rino visibly shivered and turned to run away, but it was too late. Kakashi jumped onto Rino, who fell to the floor and stood on Rino's back. Kakashi pointed forward like a triumphant statue, shouting out nonsense. Mush, my little genin. Move onwards. We have an adventure to take part of. Naruto let out a eek and started running when he saw Kakashi look at him dead in the eye with the same glint. But it was also too late. Kakashi had set out a Kage Bunshin which landed on Naruto with a yell of drop kick. Why aren't you moving either, Naruto? Successfully face planting the poor boy into the ground. If you thought Guy was crazy with training, wait till you see Kakashi. When Kakashi is interrupted from his book, he is freaking psychotic. Ray was on the sidelines watching the whole thing while continually running. Why am I stuck on a team full of weirdos? By the time training was over, the 3 little genin were panting. Naruto and Rino both sported red marks on their face from being face planted into the floor. Okay, my little genin, time to go eat for a celebration on acquiring our first C rank. Anywhere in particular you would like to go to? Naruto mumbled something incoherent that everyone except Rino missed. What was that, Narashit? Wanna share it to the rest of us? Naruto mumbled something louder but still incoherent. What? Rino cupped his ear and leaned into Naruto, who was getting pissed off more by the second. Ramen, you blundering shithead. Get the hell out of my face. I don't see what's wrong with that suggestion. Ramen it is. I'll meet you little genin at Ichiraku's then? Jane, Kakashi poofed away. Naruto, wanted to avoid Rino's glares, flashed away. Ray and Rino met Kakashi and Naruto outside of the ramen bar. When they all walked in, Naruto and Rino both reached the counter and shouted, 10 orders of miso ramen, please. Naruto and Rino paused, looking at each other for a moment, then glared. They turned to the counter again, and Naruto shouted a number only to have Rino say a larger number. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Enough, boys. Ray's screams silenced the boys' little competition as she glared down on them. Tucci came out with 4 bowls of ramen only to have 2 already inhaled by Naruto and Rino. They sent each other glares and called another bowl. Tucci arrived with 4 more bowls, 2 for each boy, which were immediately gone the moment they were set down. Rino glared at Naruto, who exchanged the look with equal intensity. Oh, it's on. 30 bowls. Beat that, you little shit. Ha, 31 bowls. What? You were so cheating. Uzumaki were born to eat ramen. It's in my genes. You can't beat a natural. Natural, my ass. There's nothing natural about your alien ass. You. See ya later, Kakashi-sensei. Bye, Baka Kakashi. Wait up, Naru shit. The boys left Kakashi at the bar, who was looking at his wallet with tears in his eyes. Rino followed Naruto all the way up to the Hokage monument, where Naruto sat down on the Yandame's head. Naruto took a chance to look into the sky and breathe in the sight of the village below. Isn't it an excellent view, Rinosuke? Why, you notice me? It's hard not to. Naruto didn't sound as vigorous as he was earlier. Rino was a bit curious and stuck around. I guess that's what's expected of the prodigy of Konoha. Ha, hardly. What? Everyone thinks I'm a prodigy. But you are. You're really smart and strong, smarter than me. That's not really hard to be. Hey, shut up, trying to help you here. Ha, I haven't really done anything to prove I'm a prodigy. Really now? Care to explain? Now things were getting real interesting for Rino. The prodigy finally shows some other emotion other than contempt towards the almighty Rinasuke. Rino read as a headline, "My dad, he made new jutsus and took out entire battalions in war." Kakashi also created jutsu and displayed his prowess on the battlefield. Uchiha Itachi's rise in the ranks, Nuff said. All these prodigies were the real geniuses, their achievements show it. And what have I done? Graduated freaking academy. What kind of achievement is that? A freaking awesome achievement, that's what. Come on. Don't sell yourself short. You freaking graduated 3 to 4 years younger than everyone else. And then what about that Sutenanatsu Suko? That is a pretty awesome jutsu right there, still needs work though, I guess, but I haven't shown any prowess. I guess I was kind of glad you asked for a C rank. The D rank was just plain boring, I know, right? Now I can show my skills to Kakashi, and Ray-chan. You like her, don't you? W what? W what are you talking about? Save it, Rino. I can see right through you. You like Ray, right? I guess. What's stopping you? You, what? What do you mean, what? Can't you see her fawning over you? She's always like he is so adorable and cute, or the way he said that was so cool, or Naruto is the best. Are you a blockhead or something? Naruto blushed and looked away but looked back at Rino and said, I still think you should ask her. What? Are you crazy? With those killer punches, I'll be dead before I finish asking her out. Naruto chuckled before looking back to the starlit sky. You got plenty of years ahead of you to ask her out, take your time, I guess you're right. But the sooner the better, am I right? Yeah. It went silent before Rino snapped up. Well, that's the end of Rino's psychiatrist session. You can pay 500 Ryo now. Naruto swiped Rino's legs and let Rino trip over and fall on the rock. Okay. I was kidding. They both paused before Naruto started laughing, Rino joining in. The two boys stayed up on the Hokage mountain for a little longer before they parted ways. Naruto looked back at Rino's back as Rino walked away. He felt as if he had finally made a friend that understood him. Not like any of those adults who gave him mixed looks. Fear and respect. He couldn't make out which was worse, gaining respect because of your parents, and not because you are you, or striking fear into strangers for no apparent reason. He mostly ignored it, but finally, he found someone who knew him for being himself, someone who wasn't scared of him for no reason. Somehow, he felt really happy, but who was he kidding? Why the hell did he care about Loser? He flashed back home to rest. The entire week, he had a schedule of those blasted D ranks and hellish training before his first C rank. Naruto's eyes snapped open and he slammed his hand on his alarm clock just as it was about to ring. 7 a.m. Naruto's eyes started to close again, but they snapped back open when he remembered it was his first C rank mission today. Stupid border patrol. Well, not that he could complain. He rolled out, did his regular morning schedule, grabbed his bags and left for the kitchen. "To-san, Ka-san. I'm going to my first C rank today." Naruto beamed with both hands on the strap of his bag. He looked like an excited preschooler on a field trip. But Kushina and Minato's mouth dropped when they saw the size of Naruto's bag. "Naruto! What on earth do you have in there? Ramen." "What? Ramen. I know that, but why? I can't live without it." "Now that I can't argue with, but really? It's only a week. It's fine, Kushina, I got the trick. Come here, Naruto." Naruto skipped over to his dad in curiosity. Minato pulled out a scroll, grabbed Naruto's bag and placed it on the scroll, then he sealed the bag into the scroll. Minato handed the scroll to Naruto and smiled. "Just concentrate your chakra into the seal and it will come out of the scroll." "Thanks, To-san." Naruto slipped the scroll into his back pouch and grabbed a quick toast while hugging his mom, then he darted off to the main gate. "Okay, here's the dealio, Genin. It's a quick patrol around Hai no Kuni's borders. We shouldn't run into that many problems, just the average bandit that gives us a little trouble. Nothing major." "Alrighty then. What are we waiting for, Baka Kakashi? Let's move on." "Quit your yapping, loser." "What, Narishit?" I said, shut the F. "Boys, this is going to be a long journey, isn't it?" "Ray, you got it, Kakashi-sensei." After hours of bickering between the two boys and the sweat dropping from the rest of the team, Team 7 finally reached the small town of Tenchi, the contact point. Finally, I thought my ears were going to fall off from listening to the loser talk. "Hey! You were talking too. At least I don't bore people to death. At least I'm not mean to death." "That doesn't even make any sense." "You don't make sense." Yeah, I do. How else do you understand me?" "Because I'm fluent in your made-up gibberish." "Gibberish is a real language." "It is? You know, if you say gibberish slow enough, it will sound like gullible." "Really? Guli, hey, why are you laughing? I never knew you were so stupid." "Hey, enough." Naruto and Rino both hid behind Kakashi as Ray stalked them, cracking her knuckles. "We are here to relieve the other team of their duty. We will notify them straight away. Please stay at an inn for now." "Okay, you three? You heard the Chunin. Let's get a move on." To the inn. OSU. The next morning, Team 7 set out through the borders for patrol. Halfway through, one of the great legendary Sannin, Jiraiya stopped by the contact village with urgent news from the Hokage. "Are you sure they already left?" Yes, they left this morning. You know which direction? Sir, I'm not sure. It's imperative that I see them. But sir, they are on patrol. There's no way to track them. Which direction? Southeast, 60 clicks away. The Sannin summoned a toad and hopped away. Shit, I have to see them now. Baka Kakashi, why were you so reluctant to giving us a C rank, when all we are doing is walking? Whack. Quit disrespecting Kakashi-sensei. Quit snickering like a little girl, Naruto. Naruto snapped to attention and then cowered away at Rei, who was baring her fist at him. Well, Rino, I don't know either. When I got the mission from Minato-sensei, I was expecting some bandits. This place is usually ridden with those things. Well, Kakashi's response was cut short when his attention was caught on something ahead. His eyes narrowed. Do you sense that, Kakashi-sensei? The chakra S rank. Rino and Rei's eyes went wide when they heard Naruto, who went into a stance. Kakashi felt it too. A few kilometers away, a large chakra mass was coming in close, and by the looks of it, it was hostile. A few genin couldn't possibly go against these kinds of opponents. Even Kakashi would have a hard time, and that's not including the fact that he has to take care of 3 little kids. Naruto, Rino, Rei, leave, start heading back to the base. There's no time, you have to leave, now. Going somewhere? Team 7's head snapped back to the front where they saw a man. His white hair was slicked back and he donned a dark brown cloak. Behind him was a red scythe with 3 blades and a chain that was attached at the bottom. His red eyes were full of malice, and his pearly white teeth bared with a tongue stuck out. Well, what do we have here? A few little kitties? Silver hair? Hatake Kakashi? This is a lot more fun than I thought it would be. Team 7 was frozen in place. The S-rank Nin was now in front of him. The 3 genin were stuck in horror, frozen by the amount of ki that was radiating off of the man. Team 7, stay back. Kakashi put his hand up to block the genin as his other hand reached for a kunai. Depriving me of my targets, are we? I can't allow you to do that, Hatake. Let's make this fun, shall we? The man launched forward, bringing out his red scythe that barely grazed Kakashi's head, cutting off a few hair. Kakashi blocked another blow with his kunai and backflipped away. But the man had already advanced, leaving no time for the silver-haired jonin to break. Kakashi deflected a few more blows before he managed to launch the man's weapon into a tree, lodging it into the bark. He lifted his headband, revealing his Sharingan, and spoke. Who are you? The man yanked a chain that pulled the scythe back to him. He brought up the blades and licked one of them, smirking. Haiden. The 2 ninjas were caught in a taijutsu fight, exchanging blows that were blocked and countered. Kakashi was having trouble keeping up with the reach of the scythe. If he was right, Haiden was a rogue that the bingo book had in order to flee on sight. This wasn't good. The ex-Umbu captain racked his brains for more information on the rogue, something that wasn't obvious. His thoughts were interrupted by Haiden's scream. Haiden was screaming in joy as he dragged his scythe through the ground towards Kakashi. Jashin wants your blood, Hatake. Katon Hyoku no Kyoku. Haiden was scorched but didn't seem to be the least bothered, only screaming in pleasure, escaping from the smoke with 3rd-degree burns and his cloak burned away. Kakashi evaded another barrage of strikes before launching another jutsu. Raitun Jigaku Erasure no Torai. The lighting projectile pierced through Haiden's chest, but Haiden kept moving, advancing towards Kakashi. Jashin. Jashin? Where had he heard of such name? Then it struck him. The cult of Jashin. It was eradicated during the 3rd Shinobi War. These people were insane, lusted after blood, a bunch of sadistic and masochistic freaks. He vaguely remembered fighting one with Minato. Minato kept yelling something about not getting any blood out on the field. Kakashi leapt away into the trees for cover. If what his memory is telling him is true, he needed to formulate a plan to defeat Haiden. A piercing yell rung through the forest and Kakashi went wide-eyed. He had forgot the genin were still there. Rino! Kakashi dashed to a clearing to see Rino on the floor with a huge gash along his face. Naruto was in front of him, ninjato on guard. Haiden was smirking at the 2 genin. He then started to laugh like a maniac. Kakashi saw the blood everywhere. Rino was bleeding profusely everywhere, scared out of his wits. Naruto had deflected most of the attack from Rino, but apparently it wasn't good enough. The cut on Rino's face was enough proof. Haiden brought up a scythe and licked some of the blood off it. He then wiped the blood on the ground with his shoe into a circle and then stepped into it. Rino instinctively shivered, shaking wide-eyed at the rogue. Let the ceremony begin, my friends. Haiden looked up to the sky in ecstasy as his skin turned black with white markings resembling a skeleton. He started laughing again and lazily brought his attention back at the blonde-haired genin who was glaring at him. Preparations complete, Naruto screamed, charging at Haiden with his ninjato pose to strike. Kakashi screamed, "No, Naruto!" The yell made Naruto lose his focus, but it didn't stop the strike in time. Haiden, with no effort shown to dodge the incoming blade, smiled viciously. The ninjato sliced one of Haiden's arms open. Naruto grinned but was cut short when he heard Rino scream in agony. His head whipped around to see Rino sporting the same wound as Haiden. Haiden cackled and moaned. Naruto's breath was cut short, he couldn't breathe. He had made the connection. Rino's arm was split open, the blood running down the limp arm, pouring onto the floor. It was his fault. Haiden kicked Naruto back, who stumbled in front of Rino. Naruto's vision blurred as he focused his sight on the wound he had inflicted on Rino. It was for Haiden, not Rino. This wasn't supposed to happen. Rino was clutching over the wound, trying to hold in the pain. Naruto almost passed out as Rino let out another agonized scream. Haiden had taken the spike and stabbed himself in the leg. Yes, yes. Jashin loves this. The pain. It feels good. Rino clutched his leg and tears were involuntarily leaking out of his eyes. Naruto was left on his knees, frozen in fear. He had never felt this before. This feeling of helplessness. He couldn't protect his friend. There was nothing he could do to stop it. Kakashi tried getting close but had to keep distance from the spike that was swung around. Rino curled himself into a ball, clutching his two wounds, wide-eyed, not blinking. He couldn't control his body. Was this a C rank? Rei couldn't move. She wanted to sprint after Naruto and Rino, heal their wounds, and run away. But her legs wouldn't respond, they were bolted into the ground. Rei brought her hands to her mouth and racked a sob before collapsing. Kakashi continually engaged in a taijutsu battle, trying to disarm the rogue but was unsuccessful. Rino had lost feeling in his leg as Haiden continually stabbed his leg with the spike. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for the final act. The final blow. Haiden posed his spike at his heart. Kakashi's breath did a sharp intake. Naruto started heaving as he saw that the spike, blurred. Rino had been left of the ground in a bloody heap. Kage main no jutsu. A Chunin was posed behind Haiden, crouched with his hands up. Next to him was Jiraiya, face formed in a cold frown. Who dares interrupt the ceremony for the god, Jashin? The Chunin stood up and walked backward, taking Haiden out of his circle. Kegen nui no jutsu. The shadows latched onto Haiden, preventing him from entering his circle again. With a quick swipe, Jiraiya appeared next to Haiden and cleanly cut Haiden's head off with a kunai. The head rolled away. Jiraiya quickly sealed the head into a scroll and then sealed the body that was still moving around. Jiraiya looked at Naruto was still in the same place as he was before. Jiraiya stepped forward and put his hands on Naruto's shoulders. Naruto remained unfazed and kept muttering. It's my fault, it's my fault. Rino's arm, his arm. Naruto passed out not before he saw a few Chunin arrive to the scene. He had been hospitalized for a week. There had been no signs of improvement. They said it was a coma, the Yamanaka said there was mental scarring and that he would have to go through mental rehabilitation after the coma was done. Kakashi was nowhere to be found. Rei was bedridden, in the middle of a mental breakdown. Naruto was no different. He locked himself in his room. Minato was in shock when he read the mission report, and Kushina broke down crying. It was his fault. He couldn't protect Rino. He wasn't good enough. If he can't protect Rino, how can he protect the village? How could he become Hokage if he couldn't even beat one rogue? Naruto was angry at himself. It was his fault that Rino's arm was cut open. If he had deflected the strike properly, Rino wouldn't have been cut. Here he thought that if he got a C rank, he could show off to the world that he was a prodigy. No, the only thing he managed to show off was that he was a fool. He was scared like a baby and couldn't fight. All he did was inflict harm on his teammates. Naruto was so angry. I'm sorry, but he can't be a ninja anymore. His shinobi days are over. Tsunade gave the news to Team 7 in the hospital. She said that because of the muscles in the leg were so torn up, even with treatment, the leg would never heal the same. He wouldn't be able to walk properly for the rest of his life. His arm was no different. The tendons in the arm were messily severed thanks to the cut Naruto had delivered to Haiden. Now Rino was no longer in any physical shape to move properly. For the rest of his fucking life. It was his fault that now, Rino couldn't be Hokage. Rino wouldn't be able to compete with Naruto for the position of Hokage. He had taken a dream from someone that was friends with him. Naruto went to the training fields where Team 7 would normally be if the situation was normal, that is. He looked at the tree stump where Rino had tied him up as a joke. When Rino could actually catch Naruto and tie him up. His memories were cut short when he heard a voice behind him. It wasn't your fault. That was Haiden's motive, you didn't know. You wouldn't be able to know until it's too late. That was the point of the jutsu. I've failed. I've failed to protect him. I failed to be strong enough to protect my friends. I failed to. No. You were a genin, there wasn't much you could do. I was supposed to be the next prodigy. But I'm really just a failure, genin or not. Prodigies aren't always prodigies from the very start. You mold them, you raise them. You nourish them with all you've got so they can call themselves prodigies. You're only 8. Most 8-year-olds don't think like this. Well, I'm not your average 8-year-old, I know. Which is why I'm gonna train you. Naruto whipped his head around and was met with the Sannin. Jiraiya stood there, staring intently. I'll make you strong, I'll make you live up to your name of Konoha's prodigy. So you can protect your friends. How about it? No buts. Your Hokage already approved. We're going on a trip. For years, wada say? Hey Rino, I read in a medical book that most coma patients can hear what's going outside. Are you listening, Rino? I know, you probably hate me. I've failed to help you. Now you can't be a ninja anymore. I've taken your dream away. Hate me or not. I'm going to get stronger. I'll get the power, not just for me, but for the both of us. I'll get the dream for the both of us. Watch me, okay, Reno? Be awake when I complete your dream. I'm leaving on a trip for 4 years to get stronger. You'll probably wake up before then. I just want you to know, you were my first friend and I'm just so sorry I failed you. I guess this is goodbye. Naruto turned and left out of the window back to his home. He left before he could see a soul tear fall from Reno's eyes. Yo, Gaki. You ready? Sure, old man. Who are you, Callan, old man? I'm the great, the gallant, the legendary Sannin, Jiraiya-sama. Yeah, whatever, let's get a move on. Fine, Gaki. My dad gave me some scrolls for the trip. Good. We have a lot to cover. Onwards, pupil. I'll see you around. Ka-san, Tu-san, Kakashi, Rei, Reno. This mask is stuffy as hell. Deal with it, Gaki. You can't talk. You're not even wearing one. Didn't you say you looked cool? What are you, bipolar? Shut it. That was when I didn't have to wear it for a straight 10 hours. Well, hold on to it a bit longer. 15 minutes till Konoha. Finally. Names, Identific Jiraiya-sama. Yeah, signing in. Get the paperwork done for me, would ya, Kotetsu? Yes, sir, of course. Cool. Me and my buddy of here are gonna go to the Hokage. See ya. The two figures walked down the main road of Konoha, receiving stares from the villagers, whispers about the Sannin and the smaller kid next to him. The two ignored them and quickly shunned to the tower. They entered the Hokage's office and was greeted by Minato. Well, hello, Minato. Sensei. Naruto. Naruto ripped off his mask and ran over to his dad, launching himself in the air and latching onto his dad in a bear hug. I missed you too, San. Me too. Ka-san too. Minato brought Naruto at an arm's length and looked up and down at his son. You've grown, haven't you, Naruto? Naruto gave his signature grin. The three talked about what happened in Konoha in the past 4 years and politics. So Naruto, I'm interested in what you've done over this trip. From the reports, it seems you've done more than training. Jiraiya and Naruto scratched the back of their heads awkwardly. It says in some reports of some sightings of a yellow flash in the civil wars of Kiri, Daimyo's relatives saved by a mysterious blonde boy, 308 to be class bounties collected by a blonde-haired boy along with more. You've been quite busy, haven't you, Naruto? You've seemed to have done your homework well, Minato. Minato turned to Jiraiya, who had a straight face on. It's true. Naruto has done all these while on our way. He has improved drastically. You wouldn't believe the level he is at now. Last time we checked the bingo book, while the information doesn't link him directly to Konoha Ninja, he has a proceed with extreme caution order and is known for affiliation with Konoha. Talk about a feat at such a young age. You have any idea how much paperwork I was in charge of thanks to your participation in the Kiri Wars? Treaties. And a crap ton of them. Sorry, Tusan, I just couldn't leave them. Well, whatever's done, it's done. What I want to know is, how much did you improve? Considering you're still a genin, you're up for personal promotion for Jounin, if you're ready, that is. Of course, Databeo. Tomorrow, training ground 72, 7 o'clock sharp, don't be late. My little baby, Keika-san, why you're choking me? Kushina let go of Naruto from her death grip and started to tear up. I just missed my little Naru so much. You've grown too. Oh, look at you. Thanks, Ka-san. That reminds me. I have 4 years of birthday gifts to give you. Wah, come along. Wake the hell up, Naruto. Someone whack this child with a pan, please. Naruto opened his eyes. He was in his room again. His mom was calling him again. After being on the road for so long, these small things tend to be the first to be missed. Naruto took a deep breath in and looked at the clock. 6:45. Ha? It's too early. It's not even 7:00. Holy crap, the Jonin test. Wake up, you little twerp. I'm up. Naruto ran to the bathroom and started getting ready at lightning speed. He darted to the kitchen, grabbed the toast Kushina was about to bite into, then flashed away. Get back here, Naruto. I see you've made it, Naruto. Thanks for waking me up, Tusan. Naruto glared at the blonde Hokage, who returned a smile. Are you ready, Naruto? You bet. At that moment, a silver-haired Jounin walked up to the two blondes. Oh? Naruto? Is that really you? Kakashi-sensei. Kakashi stared wide-eyed at Naruto. He really grew. The young boy now had hair identical to Minato, same childish baby blue eyes. The boy had black umbu pants and wore a gray hoodie with fishnet underneath. There was a ninjato strapped to Naruto's back with the sword holder forming an X on his chest. Naruto smiled at Kakashi. You know why Kakashi's here, right, Naruto? He's gonna be your test proctor. What? That's right, Naruto. I'll be testing you for your Jounin rank. 4 more people entered the clearing. 3 Jounins and a medic. A few of the top Jounins were gonna watch Naruto. Asuma, Kurenai, and Anko lined up next to a girl. She had purple hair and Rei. Rei? Is that you? The girl looked up at Naruto and was surprised. She then smiled and ran up to Naruto, hugging him. Oh my Kami. You're back. Minato coughed, interrupting the reunion, and got down to business. Okay, kids? I brought 3 other Jounin here for confirmation. We will have Kakashi as test proctor. We are going to split this up into the test of the 3 main categories: ninjutsu, taijutsu, genjutsu, and from what I heard from Jiraiya, we'll have to test fuinjutsu as well, so make that 4. Seriously? Naruto? Fuinjutsu? Correct, Kakashi, you're making my job real hard, Naruto. I can't really compete with that. Don't worry, Kakashi-sensei, it's just a jounin test? You make it sound like it's easy, Naruto. Katanaki Kitsune Odori no Reime. Naruto breathed out fire which took form of a large fox. The fox began to jump around, leaving the sound of bells at each leap. On the 15th jump, right in front of Kakashi, the fox dissipated. Naruto, that was anticlimactic. And here I thought the fox was gonna destroy me. The ground shook, interrupting Kakashi's taunts. In a split second, Kakashi jumped back to reveal 15 columns of fire shooting out of the ground, one of which was where Kakashi stood before. The columns surrounded Kakashi as he tried to find his way out. Futon Bofu Shinden Shugo. Wind blew towards the fire columns and Kakashi quickly kawarimi before the columns blew up and decimated the field. As Kakashi touched the floor, another call of jutsu was heard. Futon Rasengan. Everyone went wide-eyed, including Minato. Did Naruto just add an element to Minato's infamous Rasengan? The very goal Minato had been working on for years. Kakashi was quickly launched away as the wind Rasengan was driven into the ground, releasing a powerful shock wave. Kakashi was being cornered by the 12-year-old, which was no easy feat. Kakashi took off his headband and revealed his Sharingan. The boy yelled again. Right on Kaminari Suzum. Ditan Doria Hiki. Kakashi slammed his hands onto the ground, bringing up a huge wall to protect himself from the flying lightning projectiles. Then he heard a whisper next to him. Hiraishin no Jutsu. Kakashi went wide-eyed as Naruto appeared next to him ready to strike him with a normal Rasengan. Raikiri. Kakashi countered the Rasengan with his Raikiri and the two ninjas were blown away from the blast. Naruto hit a rock and was knocked out. Kakashi landed on his feet but quickly fell to his knees. Panting heavily, he looked at his hands and saw his sleeve and glove shredded up. Rei quickly went to heal Kakashi by Minato's request. The Jounin and Hokage met back at the center of the field. Naruto barely woke up, now being healed by Rei. Asuma broke the silence. Well, that was one heck of a fight. How are we going to continue if the boy's blown to pieces and the proctor to chunks? Kakashi is out for now. Ninjutsu is done. We'll continue the test. The next test is Genjutsu. Kurinai. Hi, Hokage-sama. Naruto lifted himself off the ground and stood in front of Kurinai, the rest of the group standing next to him. Okay, Naruto-kun, I'll start off with Genjutsu starting with D rank and progress to A rank. There was a silence as Kurinai went through seals, putting Naruto under Genjutsu only to have them break right after. As the jutsu progressed to B rank, Naruto started to take his time, but still delivered the same results. On the last A rank Kurinai casted, Naruto dispelled the Genjutsu but fell to his knees. Prodigy or not, Naruto was never good at Genjutsu, he was just lucky this time. Very good, Naruto-kun. Now we need you to display some of your Genjutsu. Like which ones? I guess, for time restraints, why don't you show your most powerful one up to date? I'm not really a Genjutsu kinda guy. The highest I've got is B rank, or a low A rank. It's fine really, see Asuma over there can only do high C rank. Hey, okay then, here I go. Naruto made hand seals and then stopped. Kurinai was confused. Was something supposed to happen? I think so. At that moment, Asuma let out a blood-curdling scream as something started to morph into something. He got onto all fours and growled. Asuma had taken form of a gigantic fox. He roared at Kurinai. She looked around to see Naruto, Minato, and the other Jounins were screaming in pain while morphing. Kurinai started to tremble. And Naruto-kun, is this supposed to happen? Something caught the corner of her eye and saw masses of foxes exit the forest and into the clearing, all with glowing red eyes coming towards her, baring their fangs. Jigaku no Akumu, Kitsunoyu no Kaushin. And with that she was snapped out of the Genjutsu, Naruto by her side, pumping in chakra. Are you okay, Kurinai? I thought you would be able to get out of that one. What was that? I thought you failed the technique, and then suddenly everything went haywire. It was too real. I guess that ends the Genjutsu. Asuma, I think you should do the taijutsu, incorporate some weapons if you want. Hi, Hokage-sama. Well, you heard your old man, let go. Naruto was barely able to get up before Asuma charged in with two knuckle blades. Naruto was on his back, huffing as Asuma stood over him with his blades pointed at Naruto. And test is over. I'm impressed, Naruto. You managed to stay fighting with taijutsu for the past hour. Most of your mistakes were that of an amateur, fixed by missions. Your Genjutsu is pretty good. Your ninjutsu is extraordinary. Now Fuinjutsu. Minato pulled out sealing paper and chakra ink. Make something, Naruto. Naruto grabbed the paper and ink. He sat down cross-legged on the floor as he pricked his hand with a kunai and let the blood drip into the ink bottle. At this point, all the Jounins were watching in curiosity. Only Minato knew Fuinjutsu as the Fuinjutsu master of Konoha. Naruto proceeded to lace the brush with chakra. He put the brush in the ink and started making Byzantine designs with extreme delicacy. When Naruto was done, he placed the brush down, blew a little on the paper, then held it out to Minato. Minato looked at the paper, the rest of the Jounins peeked over his shoulder, then Minato lit the seal on fire. Minato-sensei? What was that for? Kakashi was intrigued. Did Naruto fail? Naruto, don't write that seal again for anyone, you hear? At this point the Jounins were really interested. What did the seal do that made it so secretive? Hokage-sama, what was the seal for? It's a seal that can reveal anything in a person's mind, regardless of barriers or protections, and then it erases the victim's memory after the information is extracted. What's so bad about that, Hokage-sama? Isn't that good? Shouldn't we make more of these for the interrogations unit? No. It cuts the user's life short. It would do more harm than good. Regardless, the seal is S-ranked. Naruto, you passed this section. I hereby state you as Jounin rank. Kurenai gasped a bit as Minato took out a scroll and summoned a flak jacket. He handed the jacket to Naruto, who took it and put it on. Naruto beamed as he looked at the other now fellow Jounin and Hokage. Kakashi, now healed better, went up to congratulate Naruto. Asuma and Kurenai did the same and left. Minato flashed away, leaving Kakashi, Naruto and Rei. So how's Rino? Rei's face was brightened. I'll take you to him. He'll be delighted to see you. Rei grabbed Naruto's hand and dragged him off back to the village. Kakashi sighed and followed his two students. Naruto started to feel hesitant as he reached the door of Mubara Rinasuke. His heart panged at the thought of the name. The whole memory of seeing his friend during the fight of Haiden replayed itself involuntarily. Naruto mentally winced, which did not go unnoticed by Kakashi. You okay, Naruto? Why yeah, Kakashi-sensei. I'm just a bit worried Rino will be disappointed in me if he saw me. Does he still hate me? He's fine, Naruto. He missed you. Naruto gulped as Rei popped her head out the door. He's ready for visitors. Naruto and Kakashi made it through the apartment and entered the living room. Naruto saw a 16-year-old teen in a wheelchair, still sporting some neon green, but toned down in his civilian clothes. The teen gave a familiar shy-teething grin as he saw Naruto. Nary shit. It's been a while, hasn't it? Naruto almost started crying as he launched himself at Rino and gave him a hug. I'm so sorry, Rino. I'm so sorry. What are you sorry for? Naruto was hugging his now, by the looks of it, older brother figure. Rino patted Naruto on the back and noticed Naruto's flak jacket. Oh? Naruto, have you been promoted recently? Rei clapped her hands in excitement and eagerly responded. Naruto's been promoted to Jounin today. Isn't that just great, Rino-kun? Oh really? So fast. As expected of the prodigy of Konoha, Rino fist pumped the air in a triumphant pose before returning his focus on Naruto, who was laughing meekly. That's good, Naruto. I don't want my mini-me to suck. You will become Hokage. For me, for the both of us. Rino grinned at Naruto, who went wide-eyed and blushed. Rino then changed to evil and started laughing like a maniac. Then I'll become the advisor and bend you to my will. Then I will be the real Hokage in the shadows. The great, awesome, Mubara Rinasuke. Naruto whacked Rino across the head, who was now cradling his head. Rino then started to challenge Naruto, who bought the bait, and started challenging him too. This got them into another bickering argument, changing from being Hokage to who could eat the most ramen. Kakashi and Rei's sweat dropped. Team 7 was finally whole again. Next morning, Naruto arrived at the Hokage's office for a Jounin meeting. Well, hello, I have gathered all of you here to discuss a very important issue. The whole room tensed. Then a Jounin in the back started to back away. And no, don't tell me, correct. Genin teams. Jounin started to panic and the office became chaos, each Jounin trying to make it out of the office. Minato quickly called Umbu to block off all exits as he grinned wickedly. There's no escape from your responsibility, Jounin. By this, Minato was clearly referring to the Jounin handbook, the book no one read, which stated that it was within the responsibility of Jounin to become instructor on the biddings of the Hokage. Minato was one of the Pharaoh Hokages, and did the selection by random. Acquiescently, the Jounin lined up and Minato pulled out a box. The Jounin all selected a paper but kept it folded. When all of the Jounins had a paper, including Naruto, Minato told them to look. Naruto opened his to find a black dot on his. Kakashi, next to him, laughed out loud. Hey look! The rookie got one. Everyone laughed as Naruto punched Kakashi. Asuma, Kurenai, Naruto, and this other guy named Guy were selected to be the Genin teachers. The rest of the Jounin were dismissed as they laughed at their unfortunate comrades. I'll start reading of the teams for each of you. Asuma, Shikamaru, Ino, Churji. Kurenai, Hinata, Shino, Kiba. Guy, Niji, Tenten, Lee. Naruto, Konohamaru, Sasuke, Sakura. Pick up your teams tomorrow and start your test. By the way, Naruto, I advise you to wear a mask. Your team may not take it lightly that they are taught by someone the same age. Naruto scoffed and continued to analyze his group. Konohamaru, the Great Third's grandson. It was said that he was really bad at everything in academy. But Naruto didn't judge. Sasuke, the said Uchiha prodigy. Ha, what a joke. Prodigy? That's because the stupid Uchiha trained their children into a Spartan life. Itachi is a better prodigy, the true prodigy. He remembered Sasuke in academy, his first day. The stupid arrogant jerk. Sakura. Sakura. Where had he heard this name before? Guessing since it wasn't part of the clans, she was from a civilian family. Ah. The girl from strategy class. The pink-haired girl. Excellent, an extremely intelligent person on his team like he wanted. Last thing he wanted was another Rino to deal with. He chuckled a bit at the memories. It still hurt a bit, but he was healing. Wake the hell up before I drag you by the toenail and drop you into a pool of piranhas. And are you? I'm up. Naruto shot out of the bed and looked at the clock. 8 o'clock. Shit, I'm so late. Naruto quickly got ready. Instead of his usual outfit, he went for the traditional Jounin uniform. Navy blue long sleeves and pants with the Uzumaki swirls on them, the flak jacket, the gloves. He quickly grabbed his mask, which looked vaguely like an Umbu mask. It had whiskers like Naruto's face. It was a fox growling. Perfect for Naruto. Naruto looked at himself in the mirror. Satisfied, he quickly shunshined to the academy. He entered the classroom, and quickly dodged the eraser posed at the top of the door. He dodged it? No fun. If he couldn't dodge it, he wouldn't be Jounin. Grow up, loser. Shut it, you, boys. Please. Naruto's sweat dropped as he saw his team. Sasuke was brooding in the back of the classroom. He wore a dark navy blue shirt with a huge collar and white pants. The back of his shirt displayed the Uchiha clan sign, big and flashy in all its glory. Konohamaru was in the front picking his teeth with a kunai, looking fidgety. Another Reno. Konohamaru had gravity-defying hair like Kakashi. He wore a 7-foot-long blue scarf that cascaded to the floor, and he wore a gray shirt on top and dark blue pants. At least it wasn't neon. Sakura was next to Konohamaru, awkwardly trying to stop them from fighting. She still had her red ribbon in her hair, which was now significantly longer. Her hitai was tied around her neck. She wore a pink vest, a black skirt with dark green capri pants underneath. Naruto felt like he had met a mirror of his old team. Great, my first impression of you guys, you all suck. Meet me on the roof. With that, Naruto shunshined to the roof of the school, leaving the genin in a bit of shock. Alrighty, then. Introduce yourself. Name, likes/dislikes, dreams and goals, strengths. The three genin looked at the masked Jounin strangely. He was incredibly short for one, bright yellow hair for second, and the mask was just plain creepy for third. The mask looked like ANBU, so why would an ANBU be teaching them? And blonde hair? The only person they could think of with blonde hair was the Hokage, but he wasn't this short. Sakura asked, "How about you, sensei? Can you introduce yourself to give us an example of how it's done?" "Okay. My name? Well, I can't give you my real one, so call me Rito-sensei. Likes and dislikes? I have plenty, but not worth mentioning. Dreams and goals? Not really your business. Strengths? Oh, you'll find out." The whole team's sweat dropped. He only told us his name, and nickname. At that, the blonde Jounin tilted his head. You could practically see the smirk that was behind the boy's mask. "Okay, I'm done with introductions. You first, Pinky." Harino Sakura. "I like." She tilted her head up to the left towards the sky and giggled. "My dislikes: assholes, jerks, losers." She sent a glare toward Konohamaru, who shrunk away. "My goals and dream? I guess it could be being a medic neen like my mom." "Strengths? Book smart." Naruto was a bit confused with this girl. Was she a fangirl? It's hard to tell what she was giggling at since she didn't really look at anyone in particular. Regardless, it was about somebody. Anyone could notice she hated Konohamaru to an extent. Medic neen? Another Ray. Book smart? Couldn't she say she was good with strategy? Meanwhile, Sakura was also analyzing Naruto in a different way. OMG. He reminds me of the kid in strategy class 4 years back. Apparently, back in that first strategy class, Naruto had struck a pretty deep impression on Sakura. Every single class, the blonde would be able to give a strategy that would rival the teacher's. Her strategies would be shadowed by the ingenuity and the strategies of the blonde. He was really nice to her during group work, since they sat next to each other. She could practically say he was her friend. He looked like he was the same age as her on top of it. Someone with the same intellect, if not greater. He was a prodigy. A pretty cute one at that. But after the blonde graduated, she never saw him again, not even on the streets of Konohagakure. To think the son of the Hokage wouldn't be seen on the streets. She started to fantasize about meeting him again, seeing him, all grown up and even cooler. She figured that if she became Genin, she could see him. Maybe was he Chunin already? Sakura's thoughts were cut short when the Jounin spoke again. "Alright, you next, Blackie. TCH name is Uchiha Sasuke. Likes, not many; dislikes, too many to list. Goals and dreams? To be the real prodigy of Uchiha, and regain the honor of our family. Strengths? Heh, what a joke." Naruto was unfazed, if not a bit pissed. Was this kid arrogant or what? Real prodigy? Regain honor? Was he talking about Itachi's defection? Hate to break it to ya, kid, but Itachi was the one and only prodigy. Graduating academy before people like you. He was one of the few Uchiha who put aside their arrogance to become stronger. Mixed with superior intelligence and the rare humbleness, Itachi was a real prodigy. Not to mention Naruto was same age as Sasuke, so no competition there on who was a real prodigy. Even with the defection, Naruto harbored respect for Itachi and knew that no other Uchiha could attempt the same success as he did. Sasuke was just no match. Naruto sighed and turned to Konohamaru. "You, the one with the stupid grin, you're next." "Hey, not stupid. I'm Sarutobi Konohamaru. I love pranks. I hate Sasuke, and all the other pretentious jerks out there. Goals and dreams. To be the Hokage, a better one than my grandfather. Strengths? Everything, says the dead last. Shut up, Sasuke. Naruto's sweat dropped again. It was just like him and Rino. Hokage? Really? Was his dream so cliché that everyone wanted to be Hokage now? Ha, not before him. Yeah, not happening anytime soon. Hokage is such hard dream that people die before they even make it to Jounin. You gotta become one of the elite Jounin first before Hokage, and even then, you have to be suggested to council by another Jounin. Just saying you wanna be Hokage ain't gonna get you there. Naruto scoffed, but Konohamaru shot up. Is that how a sensei is supposed to respond to his student? Shooting down his dreams? I'm not shooting you down. I'm telling you to train harder. Get stronger to be able to achieve such dreams. At the level you are now, it's not happening. Besides, if you want to become Hokage, you'll have to get through me first. Huh? What I mean? You can take this both ways, both are correct by the way. First way is, tomorrow there is a second test to the Genin test. And I'm the one that decides if you pass or fail to be a ninja. The second way is, I'm gonna be Hokage too. I'm practically your rival. Not much of a rival though, considering I'm already Jounin and you're barely a Genin. So in order to be Hokage, you gotta beat me in both. Ha! That's, yo! Konohamaru was interrupted by a new voice. Naruto looked up and saw Kakashi perched on the railing. Hey Kakashi-sensei. By the way, you can't mention my name around these guys, it's confidential. The Genin were a bit shocked. Their sensei was the great copy ninja. Amazing, I see. This is your team then, Ruto. I'm Ruto now. Well, introduce me to your team then, Ruto. Well, here's Bookworm, Emo, and Loser. Sakura let out a eep. And Sasuke and Konohamaru frowned. Konohamaru started yelling. Nua! I'm not a loser. I'm gonna be Hokage. I'll make you eat your words. I see why you think that way, Ruto. He reminds me a bit like Rino. Shut up, dead last. The two Jounin looked at Sasuke at his sudden outburst. He reminds me of you in your Genin days, Ruto. Don't even talk. At least I wasn't emo. Cold as always, Ruto. Well, I gotta go. Rino's house at 8. I'll be there. With that, the silver-haired Jounin shined away. The two boys were ticked off at their sensei's conversation. Sakura walked up and whacked the two boys on the head. Naruto's sweat dropped. Okay, team. The real test is tomorrow. Be there at 7, and I advise you not to eat breakfast. I don't want you all to start throwing up. Don't be late. Disperse. The three Genin got up. Sasuke jumped off the roof onto the others. Sakura walked over to the door to go downstairs. Konohamaru just tripped over his scarf, then proceeded to jump off the roof, only to lose flight and fall ungracefully to the ground below with a loud crash. Naruto peered over the railing to see a hole in the ground. He shined away, hoping the civilians wouldn't get angry with the clumsy Genin. You're one of the late ones, sensei. Naruto walked over to the two Genin with Konohamaru balling his fist at Naruto. Didn't you say we shouldn't be late? And here you are late as ever. 30 minutes late to be exact. Why should we listen to you? You're practically shorter than us? Care to explain? Sasuke turned to the two ninjas with interest. Naruto only responded indifferently. I'm the same age as you, that's why I'm practically as short as you. But since I'm Jounin, you have to listen to me. If you don't, you can count yourself as dead. Sasuke frowned. How was he his sensei? How did you become Jounin at your age? Well, let's just say, I'm the reason you can't claim yourself as a prodigy. Sasuke frowned again. His Jounin instructor was a prodigy? His thoughts were interrupted with a pink girl ran towards them. Sorry I'm late, guys. My mom wouldn't stop fussing over everything. Then she proceeded to cook me breakfast. I could barely get out of the house. Weren't we not supposed to eat breakfast? Yeah. Now you're gonna barf. Naruto looked at the Genin and chuckled. Actually, I think Sakura is smarter than all of you. What? What do you mean? What I mean is, Sakura was able to see underneath the underneath. I only advised you. It was really up to you to determine if you would follow my advice. Now you will pay the consequences. Sakura was confused. She only ate because her mom forced her to. The two other Genin were least to say ticked off as their stomachs started growling. What consequences, Ruto-sensei? Let me explain. The rules of this test. You are to get 2 bells from me before 12 o'clock. Naruto pulled out 2 bells from his pouch and held them out, letting them jingle in the wind. If you don't get at least one of these bells by noon, you will be tied to a stump and watch as I eat your lunch in front of you. Not to mention, you will be sent back to academy. So better come and get them with the intent to kill, or you're not gonna get it. The two Genin's stomach growled again. Konohamaru, now agitated, asked Naruto, but I thought we were already graduated. If the graduation test didn't determine whether I was Genin or not, then what was it for? To weed out the hopeless cases. I'm a bit skeptical on its difficulty now, considering you passed. Hey, but sensei, Naruto turned to Sakura. Yes? If we come at you with the intent to kill, won't we hurt you? Naruto chuckled a bit. If you can hurt me, then I should turn in my rank as Jounin and change my profession. You can't be Jounin if you're beaten by a bunch of Genin. Anyways, let's get this started. Go! All the genin shot away, except Konohamaru. Not this shit again. You're clearly not the sharpest tool in the shed, are you? Hey, shut up. I'm gonna beat you one-on-one, then I'll be Hokage. Have fun with that. Meanwhile, I'm gonna just go and find my other genin and test them. Were you listening? I said I'm gonna fight you. Come at me, coward! Konohamaru started running towards Naruto. Come at you? Why would I when you're already coming to me? Konohamaru growled in frustration before unleashing a series of punches and kicks, all evaded by Naruto. Naruto then placed his hand in his pouch and pulled out a Rubik's Cube. Naruto stood there in the middle of the field solving a Rubik's Cube. Konohamaru got really angry and charged at Naruto, who was once again dodging without even looking. Naruto quickly tied up Konohamaru and stood next to him, playing with the cube. When Naruto finally solved the cube, he left it next to Konohamaru and flashed away. Confused, Konohamaru looked at the cube. Suddenly, the cube exploded, leaving orange paint everywhere, and all over Konohamaru, who was now completely orange. Konohamaru heard a giggle in the trees and yelled in frustration. Sakura was in the trees, watching the fight. She tried to gauge the skill level of her mystery sensei. But the fight didn't display much other than he's fast and a bit of a jokester. She then tried to think of a strategy. She couldn't possibly beat Naruto on her own. She wasn't strong enough. She would have to work with the other two, but Sasuke wouldn't want to work with her and Konohamaru doesn't have much skill. Maybe all three? No one will want to work together since only two pass. She was stumped on this one. If only Namikaze was here, she thought. Maybe he could think of an awesome strategy for this. Naruto found Sasuke, who was now in front of him. Tell me, Naruto-sensei. If I beat you here, would that make me the real prodigy? I highly doubt it. I don't even call myself a prodigy considering there were others that were better, for example, Itachi. Apparently the taunt worked. Sasuke's face turned to pure anger. Don't say such disdainful name in front of me ever. Come on, weren't we here to see who was better? All we are doing is talking. Sasuke growled, then charged at Naruto with a kunai. Certainly, you aren't like Konohamaru. Frontal attacks are useless. Sasuke jumped back and paused before he threw the kunai at a rope next to Naruto, which unleashed a trap. 50 shuriken were launched at Naruto. Naruto kawarimi and appeared behind Sasuke, delivering a harsh side kick to Sasuke's back. Sasuke backflipped and faced Naruto. Naruto quickly formed hand seals. Katon Gakakyu no Jutsu. Naruto was unfazed once again. He's seen it all before, even used the same jutsu against his sensei. Futon de Tapa. Naruto's wind blew out Sasuke's little ball of fire. Sasuke backed away and got into stance. He then charged at the Jounin. Ditan Iwa Togoku. Rock slabs rose from the ground and encased Sasuke. Naruto walked away from the box, hearing muffled sounds from Sasuke trying to escape. Now all that was left was to find Sakura. Sakura found Konohamaru and untied him. She told him about a strategy, and then proceeded to look for Sasuke. When she found the rock prison, she put an exploding tag on one of the walls and blew a hole, letting Sasuke get out. The three genin were now discussing Sakura's plan. I say, Konohamaru goes in for distraction. Use some of your taijutsu to keep his attention away from us. I'll go in with a camouflage technique. Sasuke can go in with a jutsu if all else fails. Sakura was proud at her strategy. When she was stumped, she thought, what would Namikaze do? Her plan was so foolproof that even the blonde would be impressed. What about the bells? There are only two. I'm not physically ready for this job. Another year won't do harm. I'll go back. Okay then. What are we waiting for? Naruto looked around the training ground for the last genin, only to sense that all three were together. Were they finally working together? His thoughts were cut short as Konohamaru started sprinting towards the Jounin. Haha, I'm back, Rotoyaro. Naruto frowned at the name. Narushid now Rotoyaro? These people are always screwing up his name. Frontal attacks won't freaking work. I keep telling this to you little freaks, but you won't listen. Who you calling little? We're the same size, aren't we, Rotoyaro? Konohamaru charged and Naruto dodged and countered all his hits. Naruto sensed a presence behind him and kicked the two genin away. Sakura and Konohamaru shouted, "Now Sasuke!" Naruto chuckled at the deja vu. As he expected, Sasuke jumped out from the forest and yelled a jutsu out. Katankasai Karasu no Hiko. Sasuke blew flames out which formed a bird. The bird flew towards Naruto, who formed a quick seal. Sutenmizu no Dangon. Naruto shot a single bullet out of his mouth and put out the bird. Sasuke frowned. But when Naruto charged at him, Sasuke got into a defensive stance, but Naruto was already behind him. Shit! Naruto knocked all the genin out in a flash. The three genin started to wake up, groggily. They tried to move, only to find they couldn't. Their focus started to dart around and noticed they were all tied to stumps with Naruto in front with 3 bentos. Oh! You're all awake. Hey! Untie us. Sorry. No can do. You didn't get a bell. So I'm gonna eat your food. Konohamaru started to struggle, but Sasuke and Sakura suddenly got interested. Their sensei couldn't possibly eat with a mask on. This was their chance to see their sensei's face. They looked in eager as Naruto slowly reached for his mask. Just as he was about to lift it, His actions were interrupted by a voice. Hey Rutoyaro, how the hell did you know my name? And not you too? Naruto turned to see Rino smirking at him from a wheelchair. Konohamaru laughed because he wasn't the only one who gave the nickname to his sensei. I heard it from the little genin over there during your fight. I gotta say, it was like deja vu. Sakura frowned. What did he mean? What do you mean deja vu? Oh. Our team did the same exact plan as your team did. It also failed. What? I thought I planned that strategy out through and through. Who thought of the plan? Your sensei did? Sakura turned to her sensei in shock. Naruto was chuckling awkwardly and scratching the back of his head. Yeah, since I planned the same thing, I knew what you guys were gonna do. Partially why you guys lost. So now what, Rito-sensei? We failed, didn't we? Nope. What? What do you mean, sensei? He means, you all passed. Congrats. Damn it, Rino. I was supposed to say that. Ha, sucks for you, and Rito shit. Says the loser. At least I'm not stuck teaching little twerps. Ha ha ha. At least they're not as annoying as you. You, the genin were, least to say, shocked at the conversation their sensei was having with the civilian. But were snapped out of their reactions when they heard they passed. We passed. We passed. TCH. Naruto looked at them and smiled behind his mask. Congratulations. However, I just want you to know, the only reason you passed was because you worked as a team in the end. As my sensei once told me, those who break the rules are trash, but those who abandon their comrades are worse than trash. Okay, shut up, Rino. I'm the teacher here. Ha ha. Suck on it, Rito shit. Rino wheeled away, leaving Naruto raising his fist at Rino's back. I'll get that asshole later. For now, he was right. Don't forget your teamwork. Remember that whatever you can do, if you do it with your teammates, you can do better. Meet me tomorrow, same place, same time, for our first mission. Now anyone in for a celebratory ramen? You mean, let's get to see Sensei's face while he eats? Sure, why not? Naruto's sweat dropped when all the genin agreed with Sasuke's statement. He didn't think about that. Naruto then started to walk away. Meet you there. The genin tried following but remembered that they were still tied to the stumps. Hey Rito-sensei. Untie us, will ya? But Naruto only waved from the distance. Hey, Rito-sensei. Will we ever get something other than yard work? These D ranks are getting boring. Shut up, loser. But he's right. Now, children. You're the same age. TSK now, genin better? You just piss me off to no end. That's my job, Konohamaru. Team 7 had just completed their 20th mission this afternoon. For the past 3 weeks, Team 7 has been training hard with their new sensei, Rito. During this time, Team 7 had decided to make a game, to improve teamwork, they say, called, What the Hell Is Under That Freaking Mask? Not much of a name, but a hell of a fun game. Team 7 has been trying to find out what their sensei really looks like. They've asked their Hokage, they've asked Tataki Kakashi, they've asked the Rino guy. However, everyone seemed to be very vague with their answers. Oh, he's just a teammate, a very good student, an excellent shinobi, with good record, and extraordinary performance. Aside from complimenting the damn jounin, they have said nothing to Team 7 that could reveal the identity of their sensei. Then they took matters into their own hands. Every day, after mission and or training, the team would eat at a restaurant. During this time, Team 7 would formulate plans to make Rito-sensei take off his mask. 3 weeks of planning, 3 weeks of failure, not one glimpse of any part of the face. You couldn't even see his eyes when you looked through the mask up close, so eye color recognition was out of the question. It was like a real Umbu mask. The whole incognito look to it. Sensei even had chakra suppressors. Talk about not really wanting to be known. Nay, Sensei, why can't we get a C rank? Well, Konohamaru, you're just not ready. If I knew who you were, I would hunt you down until you gave us a C rank. That's one of the reasons why I wear a mask. Damn you, Rito-yaro. Please stop, Konohamaru-kun. Rito-sensei doesn't think we're ready, so let's be patient. How can you stand up for that guy, Sakura-chan? He's hindering our excellence. He's Rito-sensei. Of course we have to stand up for him. Cha. He's so much cooler than you'll ever be anyways. Shut up, loser. Not you too, Sasuke. Naruto sighed before turning heels. He needed to talk to Toussaint about C rank. He was also a bit bored out of his mind. He kind of saw why all the jounin were panicking on the day of the selections. Every freaking day, I have to watch these three bicker as they pull grass. This is not what I expected from a jounin job. Naruto sighed again and sauntered away, followed by an inwardly squealing fangirl at how he walked, an emo, and a hyperactive squirrel. Hokage-sama, Team 7 requests another D. Nope. Everyone looked at Konohamaru shocked. Not only was he scowling like a child throwing a tantrum, but he interrupted Naruto when talking to Hokage about official business. Konohamaru started again. I've had it with all these stupid D ranks. Police. We're so above that. Come on, Rito-sensei. I'm sure you think so too. Naruto's sweat dropped. Shut it, kid. If you don't stop, I'm gonna get the heat for your actions, not only as a jounin but as a child. All we've been doing, Rito-sensei, is training and garden work. And if I have to catch Tora, that stupid cat, one more freaking time, I'm gonna flip a shit. Naruto tensed. That little shit just cursed in front of the Hokage. My dad, I will not. Enough, Sarutobi. Not that you could actually see Naruto's face, but the mask just made it worse. Naruto glared at Konohamaru, silently daring him to say any more. I will not have you behave that way in the Hokage Tower. If you want to rant about how tough genin life is, I suggest you take it back to Academy where pampering is okay. Now shut it. The room went silent after Naruto's scolding. Naruto shifted a bit before turning to the Hokage. As I was saying, we will take another D. I think loser's right. Naruto rigidly turned to Sasuke with a tick mark on his head. With his teeth clenched, he hissed, "Is this insubordination, little twerps?" The three genin flinched. Sakura, as much of a new fangirl as she was to Sensei, she didn't want another D rank. She knew the Chunin exams were soon. C rank would get them the experience they need. Naruto-sensei. If we take a C rank, it will give us the experience and finish the requirement needed to participate in the upcoming Chunin exams. Sasuke and Konohamaru flinched. They totally forgot about the Chunin exams. Minato smiled at the reasoning. And Naruto frowned because he was hoping Sakura wouldn't catch on to that. But hey, she wasn't book smart for nothing. URG. Fine. Hokage-sama, C rank please. Yes. I knew you would pull through. Naruto pulled out a Kage bunshin which appeared behind Konohamaru. The bunshin grabbed Konohamaru into a headlock then dragged him to the window before chucking him out. A loud crash was heard as Konohamaru made contact with the ground. Naruto puffed his chest out, brushed his hands, then looked at the other genin. Any other objections or comments? The genin shook their heads earnestly. Good. Get Konohamaru out of the ground and bring him to training grounds 3. Hokage-sama. Naruto promptly bowed to Minato, who was still smirking at the interaction of Team 7. Naruto flashed away, leaving the two other genin to fetch Konohamaru. Naruto-sensei, why don't you ever take off that mask? It's not like we're in enemy territory, and you aren't even on an ANBU mission. I will do no such thing. Besides, I don't want you to know who I am. Why not? Because you lot won't be so happy as to who is teaching you. I knew our teacher was bad. Naruto delivered a swift smack to the back of Konohamaru's head before turning back to Sakura. There are lots of advantages to having your identity a secret. One of them being, I can smack the third Hokage's honorable grandson, and the councilmen can't do anything since they don't know who I am. So that's why you keep hitting me. Do you have something against the third or something? No, just you, asshole. What was that? Konohamaru-kun. And nothing, Rito-sensei. Good. Now as Sakura so pleasantly brought up, Sakura cringed a bit. The Chunin exams will be in, 9 months? Plenty of time to go to C ranks and train. Speaking of training, genin, 25 laps around the village. What? Snap to it, twerps. Can't you teach us anything of use? After the laps, Naruto said in a sing-songy voice. With that, he skipped away and jumped to the trees. The three genin started their laps. Konohamaru burned out after the first 15, from sprinting. Sakura was already falling behind, but she did say she was lacking in the physical department. It wasn't that bad though, so she was still pretty good for her age. Sasuke, however, was on a different planet. He was so damn smug about being able to run one lap ahead of Konohamaru. If Naruto was running with them, he would probably be already done. No bragging, just facts. Naruto was well known among his fellow graduates, the Chunin and Jounin, for being a stamina freak, a chakra monster, and one fast motherfucking dude. Not that they knew he was a Jinchuriki, but the Uzumaki and Namikaze's blood covered for him. Naruto, sadly, pulled out a book, a peculiar orange book. Naruto read the little perverted book almost like Kakashi, every freaking day. 4 years with Jiraiya changed him. A lot. He couldn't show his mom because of the fear of losing something important to him. And if he showed his dad, though understanding, Minato would probably tell Naruto to stop the behavior in fear that Kushina would find out. Naruto's attention was snapped away from his book when a fist flew at his face. He quickly dodged and looked at the assailant. What do you want, Sasuke? Why, how did you see the fist? Weren't you reading? I'm a Jounin. Che, I'm not buying it. You're the same age as me, damn it. If anything, I should be a Jounin at 12. Not some nobody like you. Naruto frowned and was about to retaliate when Konohamaru interrupted the encounter. Naruto-sensei, can you teach us something now? Fine. Alright. Tree climbing. What? I can climb trees perfectly. Let me rephrase that, tree walking. You walk up trees with only your foot. And how the hell are we supposed to do that, Rito-sensei? Gather chakra at your feet. Put too much and blow yourself off the bark. Put too little and it won't stick. Here's a kunai to mark your progress. Until you complete it, don't bother me. Shouldn't you help us? It's all about teamwork. That's all I'm gonna say. The three genin looked at Naruto strangely, acquiescently taking the kunai from Naruto. Each genin took off to find a good tree to climb. Sensei. I'm done. Oh, that's good, Sakura. Naruto looked at the other two genin who were still climbing. Thanks to Sakura's smaller chakra pool, she was able to control her chakra easily. This wasn't so much the same for Konohamaru and Sasuke. Thankfully, Konohamaru had asked Sakura for help when he realized Sakura had already gotten the theory and practice down. He was almost at the top. At least he got the whole teamwork thing down. Naruto's gaze then fell on the Uchiha. He swore. The arrogance of these people. Sasuke was 1/3 of the way up. Sasuke had refused any help, even when practically handed to him on a silver platter. Sakura had actually gone up to him and asked if he needed any assistance. He rudely rejected her help and said that he wouldn't want any help from a civilian. Sakura, although a bit introverted and shy, was outraged. Naruto was also furious, not that he could show it because of the mask. He would teach the kid a lesson, but then he would have the whole Konoha police force on his ass. Damn Uchiha. Sasuke looked at Naruto and away from the tree but lost grip and fell, making him lose where he was on the tree. Sasuke crashed to the ground but quickly sprang back up yelling, "What the hell do you want?" "I'm fucking trainin'." Naruto had flashed behind Sasuke and delivered a quite blow the back of the head. Sasuke was rendered unconscious for a few seconds, allowing Naruto to grab him by the collar and throw him across the field. Police force be damned, this kid is getting a beating. Uchiha Sasuke. I've had enough of this shit. If you want to keep going like that on my team, there are severe consequences to be paid. This is one of them. Naruto flashed in front of Sasuke and shoved his fist up Sasuke's stomach. Sasuke elicited blood from his mouth and was hurled across the field and into a river. Sasuke was yanked out of the water and dropped unceremoniously on the ground. Above Sasuke, Naruto gave him a sharp look which, somehow, Sasuke could actually see Rito-sensei's eyes. He wished he hadn't. They were icy blue, merciless, cold-blooded, ones that saw war, death, horror. Their focus was on him, so sharp that he felt like needles were piercing him. It reminded him of the stories his parents once told of the Yondaime on the battlefield. Eyes that could kill. Sasuke froze on the ground. Next time, Uchiha, misbehave around me again, and I'll show you what a real ninja is made of. Everybody, meet at the gates tomorrow at 7 o'clock, pack for a week, we're on our first C rank. I'm out. Naruto walked off, leaving Sasuke on the ground, on the verge of hyperventilating with one thought. This Rito character is dangerous, almost on par with Itachi. You did what? Minato was least to say shocked and a bit worried. Naruto had just scolded one of Kushina's best friend's son, in a very rough manner. Naruto just walked in nonchalantly, and told him he had dealt with the retarded Uchiha. Mikoto and Fugaku are going to be so pissed off. Minato, though probably more powerful, was on the verge of biting his nails. Imagine how much Kushina will flip if Mikoto decides to break off their friendship thanks to Naruto's stunt. Naruto was still there, hands in his pockets, leaning against the wall. With his mask off on his head, Naruto wore a very indifferent expression. As if he didn't just beat the heir to one of the strongest clans of Konoha. His thoughts were brought to a sudden halt when his office door busted open. Uchiha Mikoto dragged her son by the ear and marched to the front of the Hokage desk and bowed her head, bringing Sasuke's head to a bow forcefully. I am so sorry for what my foolish son has done to yours, Minato. He was being absolutely stupid. Mikoto, please. We're friends. I'm sorry that my son was so brash about it. Mikoto let out a deep breath. Oh, thank Kami. For a second I thought you'd blow the roof to how my idiotic son has been around the other children and yours. I think that lesson Naruto gave him has brought his little complex to a stop, isn't that right, Sasuke-kun? Why yeah, what? Why yes, mother. Mikoto turned back to Minato and started talking. It was funny how Sasuke wasn't really listening to what his mother had just said, practically the identity of his sensei. Zoned out, Sasuke looked at the side of the office, only to meet the gaze of Namikaze Naruto, the prodigy of Konoha, son of the Yondaime. He saw how Naruto was staring at him coldly. A mask rested on top of his head. Wait, a mask? Holy shit. Son of a gun, Naruto was Rito-sensei. Sasuke stuttered, eyes wide as he stared at Naruto. Naruto's face distorted into a mischievous grin. That's right, sucker, I'm the Hokage's son and your freaking teacher, Naruto thought. Naruto straightened up and walked over to Mikoto and Sasuke. Hello, Mikoto-san. Sasuke-kun, how's the tree exercise going? Naruto smiled, giving Mikoto a friendly wave as he waited for Sasuke's response. Sasuke started stuttering again. Fine, sensei, that's good. I hope next time, we can work as a team to train. What do you think? Excellent idea, sensei. Good. Minato and Mikoto understood what Naruto was doing, so Minato quickly changed the subject. Ah, Mikoto. Kushina will be cooking her famous hot pot tonight. I was wondering if your family would like to join us. Why, that sounds like an excellent idea, Minato. We will be there at 6. Naruto and Sasuke launched a scowl at their parents. Were they trying to make things more awkward? Can't they read the mood here? Sasuke, let's go. Mikoto walked out, dragging Sasuke by the hand. Sasuke shot a dirty look to Naruto which was returned with equal ferocity. This was not unseen by both parents, and so Minato and Mikoto both whacked their sons on the head, which both gave out a yelp before turning to their parents apologetically. To sum up the entire dinner in one word, gauche. It was so awkward. Naruto sat at his seat uncomfortably as Sasuke practically burned holes into him with his eyes. Sasuke still couldn't believe that the 4th Hokage's son was teaching him. In a sense, he was starting to regret all the doubting comments he shot at Naruto before. Naruto ate his dinner quietly, flicking his eyes up to meet Sasuke's stare every once in a while. Naruto finished and walked to the living room. A few moments later, Sasuke walking into the same room and sat parallel to Naruto. So, you're Namikaze Naruto, Rito-sensei. Took a genius for that, didn't it? Sasuke glared at Naruto, but Naruto spoke up. I just have to ask you to remain silent about this to the other. At least until I personally reveal myself to the others. Can you do that for me, Sasuke? Why yeah, I guess. Cool. Remember our first C rank tomorrow. Don't be late. Yeah? Sasuke waved it off and leaned back into his chair. C rank, huh? Sasuke? Nothing, really. Just thinking to myself. Are we really ready for the C rank? Don't sweat over it. Most of it's just patrol, scouting, retrieval of trivial scrolls. There's only a slim chance of actual danger. Naruto almost laughed at his own statement. His team had gotten that slim chance, the damn slim chance that took his friend's dream. He'd damn well kill himself before he let his new team go through the same thing. Naruto couldn't help but chuckle out loud, catching the attention of Sasuke. What's so funny, Naruto-sensei? Just thinking about my first C rank. Sasuke gulped when Naruto's face turned into something dark. But that's for another day. God damn it, sensei. You're always an enigma. Can't you just tell us about yourself? What's the fun in that? Naruto playfully jabbed at Sasuke and they continued their bickering until Fugaku and Mikoto came by to get Sasuke to leave. See ya tomorrow, Sasuke. See ya, sensei. Naruto stifled a yawn as he continued to read his book at the gate. He was 15 minutes early, but he was sensei, so it was only natural. Naruto had now worn his full battle uniform, the uniform he wore for all the battles and fights he did during his training trip. He wore his usual jounin attire this time, but he added a red votive bib covering his neck. He had his ninjato strapped to his back that had a red ribbon tied around the hilt. Naruto's usual Umbu Fox mask, instead of black, was now blood red. The three genin finally arrived the gate, slightly surprised at their sensei's upgraded getup. They exchanged greetings and then stood at entrance, not moving. They started waiting for about 2 minutes, but Konohamaru easily lost patience. What the hell are we waiting for, Naruto-sensei? Sasuke smirked, now knowing his sensei's real identity. Naruto sighed and responded, our client. We gotta wait for our client. Oh? Are we protecting somebody? A princess? Daimyo? Kage? Somebody famous? No, we're protecting me. Team 7 turned to see the owner of the voice. It was an old man with a beard and a straw hat. He looked severely hungover, and held a bottle of sake in his right hand. His bag was filled with maps and scrolls. Konohamaru was annoyed. Who the hell are you, old man? I'm Tazuna, the bridge builder. Who the hell are you, Pipsqueak? Pipsqueak? Who the hell are you calling Pipsqueak? I'm a full-fledged genin. See this Itaiate? I'm a ninja. A ninja. I'm Sarutobi Konohamaru. I'm gonna be Hokage someday. Better remember my name. I ordered some real ninjas, not some wannabe Hokage. Does the Hokage have any respect? This time, Naruto cut in. Sir, you asked for a C-rank mission. We've got people to qualify for the request you applied for. If you don't feel like this is adequate, apply for a higher rank and pay more. If not, stay silent. I'm a jounin, so stay rest assured, you are fine. Fine, though aren't you a bit short to be a jounin? Aren't you a bit old to be building bridges? Age doesn't matter. Then I guess it doesn't matter for me either. Let's move out, Team 7. Tazuna was left a bit speechless before grumbling to himself, following the 4 ninjas. The team was briefed on the mission they were doing. Accompany and protect bridge builder, Tazuna. On his way back to the land of the waves, stay and help build the bridge, come back. It was really simple actually. And traveling was going to be great because it was a sunny day today, clear skies with just the right temperature. Naruto remembered on his first mission, the clouds were dark, and it was going to rain. URG, when I said C rank, I was expecting a bit more action. Naruto looked towards Konohamaru, who was groaning and complaining. Naruto's eyes caught attention of something and looked to see his genins. They were all completely unaware of their surroundings. Sasuke was brooding, Sakura lecturing Konohamaru, Konohamaru complaining, Tazuna being a civilian. Naruto sighed but kept on alert. Clearly he was on his own in terms of awareness. Naruto-sensei aren't. Sakura's voice was interrupted by the sound of chains rubbing together. All of a sudden, Naruto was wrapped around with chains. With a yank, he was dismembered and decapitated in front of the genin and Tazuna. Sensei, 1 jounin down, 3 little kitties to go. A rogue appeared out of nowhere and attacked the genin. He wore a dark brown cloak with a scratched-out Kirigakure Hitaiate. He held a scythe attached to a chain with a spike at the end. The man ran towards the genin, scythe posed to strike. Sakura was caught off guard and was scared. This guy was too fast for her. His speed, if he could take down Naruto-sensei in a second, what makes them think they can beat this guy? On the other hand, Sasuke got right to it, launching several kunai and shuriken at the rogue. Konohamaru jumped in front of Tazuna. Sakura snapped out of her frozen state but could barely move her shaking legs. Sasuke grabbed the chain of the rogue and yanked forcefully, cocking his fist back and ramming it into the rogue's face with a sickening crunch. The rogue backed away and took a stance. Sasuke was cut up a bit, but he still stood in front of the others, followed by Konohamaru. Suddenly, Naruto flashed in front of the rogue and jammed his kunai into the rogue's chest cavity. The rogue stuttered. And no way, I never had a chance. the S shinobi no I. Naruto had silenced the man before he could finish by taking one last strike to the throat. The body dropped to the floor and Naruto quickly sealed him into a scroll. He then turned to Tazuna. Is there any particular reason why a B-rank nuke named after you? More specifically, a B-rank nuke named the Chain Reaper? This is around a high B-rank to low A-rank mission. Barely focused on what Naruto said, Sakura finally let her legs collapse. Sensei, you're alive. Naruto turned to Sakura, then to the other two. Good job, we'll work on the freezing up later. Right now though, I need answers. Tazuna, alright. It ain't really what it seems. You see, Wave Country is really poor right now, and we haven't got any money. I couldn't afford the price of an A rank or B rank. There's this guy, Gato, he's been terrorizing the people of Wave. We needed to build a bridge to help boost our economy and support ourselves. Gato has been trying to stop the construction of the bridge. I thought that if I got help from Kanahigaku no Sato, they wouldn't try to kill me. But you sent Genin instead of Chunin to do the job. This does have some problems. Genin aren't really ready for an A rank. Yes, we are. Naruto turned to Konohamaru and narrowed his eyes. I don't know. This time Sasuke interrupted. If Konoha backs out of a simple mission like this, it would hurt our reputation for future clientele. If they find out that a bunch of Genin finished an A rank, it could bring in some more wealthier clients. Besides, we aren't really a bunch of average Genin, are we? And we have a prodigy with us. I think the odds are with us. Konohamaru glared at Sasuke. If you're talking about yourself being the prodigy, you can forget it. Shut up, loser. Konohamaru frowned. Naruto couldn't help but chuckle. Sasuke was correct in a sense. Besides, this thug called Gato probably had a bunch of bandits and a few mercenary needs, but that's about it. He could handle any B-rank shinobi any day. Alright. Genin? Do you wish to complete this mission? Yes, sensei. Okay, Rito-sensei. Alrighty then. Tazuna, when the bridge is completed and the economy gets going, Konoha expects full pay for an A-ranked mission. Fine. Okay, let's move out. The rest of the travel through the forests had been clean. The group rowed a boat to cross over the sea. Along the way, they saw the great bridge that Tazuna was working on. Tazuna gave them a brief history on the Land of Waves, even a brief summary of the now gone Land of Whirlpools, giving Naruto a soft chuckle. As they finally made it to land, the fog around them got heavier. Sakura put her hand above her eyes and looked around. Wow, it's really the Land of Waves you can barely see. Actually, it isn't supposed to be this foggy. Team 7, this fog is laced with chakra, stay sharp, we're in an enemy jutsu. But it was too late. Something came flying towards them. Naruto yelled, duck. Naruto dragged Tazuna to the floor as the other Genin dropped to the floor. The flying object stuck to a tree, revealing itself as a huge Kubikirabocho. In a flash, someone landed on the lodged blade. It seems that there are Konoha dogs with my victim. Let's make this fun, shall we? Naruto glared at the man. He had read the man's name in the bingo book. Zabuza, no Kijin. A-rank nuke nin, you know your stuff, kid. Too bad that smart brain of yours will be spilt all over the ground once I'm done with you. I'm afraid, Zabuza-san, that I can't let you do that. Though Naruto was really strong, he wouldn't be able to protect 4 other people while he's fighting. The fog started to clear up a bit, revealing Zabuza's appearance. The man had wrappings around his face and neck and a belt across his chest to hold his sword. His hitai ate on the side of his head with a scratch down the Kiri symbol. The man chuckled. Well. I might actually have fun this fight. Isn't that right, Shinobi no Inari? The boy with a fox mask and red votive bib. You're really as young as they say. Heard you were also adept with Kenjutsu. Flee on sight, orders from the rebels of Kiri. My. Let's have fun, shall we, Inari? I guess there isn't really a choice. Naruto drew his ninjato out. The end of the red ribbon on the hilt had a golden bell that jingled. TSK, a bell gives away position. Shouldn't a high-class nin like you know that, Inari boy? Naruto ducked as the executioner's blade swung at him. Zabuza disappeared and the fog got more dense. Aruto-sensei, I can't see, I'm scared. Sakura, oh, little Genins are scared. Scared of killing? Scared of death? That's good. Though, Konoha is getting really soft on their children. When I was your age, my hands were already soaked in blood. No matter, you should embrace this fear, for it will be the last thing you feel. Now where should I strike? Which arteries? Maybe I should just cut off all your heads in one swing. Zabuza appeared among the Genin and Tazuna. But before Zabuza could strike, Naruto blocked the huge cleaver with his ninjato. I won't let you put a single finger on my students. We'll see about that. Team 7, Formation D, protect the builder, move away from here. As the Genin took the builder away to the sidelines, Naruto and Zabuza jumped back from each other. Naruto shot chakra through his blade and charged. The two nins engaged in a kenjutsu fight, sparks flying everywhere as the clang of the two swords rang through the clearing. The fight was so fast that Sasuke could barely see what was going on. Though both were equal in kenjutsu mastery, the weight of Zabuza's blade and the muscle power behind it was far greater than the 12-year-old's small ninjato. Naruto was getting pushed back slowly but surely. Zabuza swung his blade horizontally and Naruto ducked under. Anticipating this, Zabuza kneed Naruto in the face. Naruto dodged at the last second, allowing the knee to crush his mask right before he dodged. Naruto huffed as the shards of his mask started to fall. Naruto shoved off the remaining pieces and looked up, revealing his 12-year-old face, sharp blue eyes, and whisker marks. Ho ho! Who would have guessed? The shinobi no Inari is the son of the Yellow Flash. This just keeps getting better. Naruto dodged another volley of strikes and jumped away, landing on water. Wrong move. Suiro no Jutsu. Naruto was engulfed in a dome of water. Shit, I'm stuck. I guess the foxes aren't as smart as they seem. Water is my domain. It was a mistake to step on it. Mizu Bunshin no Jutsu. Naruto's eyes widened as another Zabuza started to form. With a feral grin behind the facial wrappings, the clone charged at the genin. It's over, Inari boy. Zabuza swung his blade at the genin. Hiraishin no Jutsu. In a flash, Naruto appeared and blocked the swing with his blade. Zabuza went wide-eyed and looked back at his prison. The Naruto inside the prison suddenly dissipated, leaving bubbles in its place. You're not the only one who can make solid clones, Zabuza-san. Tajirikage Bunshin no Jutsu. 15 Narutos popped into existence and charged at the two Zabuzas. The original Zabuza slipped away from the prison, releasing the Jutsu, as his clone was taken out. He swung his blade just in time to take out 10 of Naruto's clones. The remaining 5 encircled him. Futon de Tapa. Katan Gakaki no Jutsu. The Narutos combined the Jutsus and trapped Zabuza in a ball of fire. When the fire went out, Naruto noticed Zabuza had made an escape. A few meters away, Zabuza rested behind a tree, sporting a few second and third-degree burns. Damn, that Inari kid has some powerful jutsus. Naruto closed his eyes and sensed his surroundings. Over there, Titan Asu Sekijin no Jutsu. Before Zabuza could move, several spikes rose from the ground, piercing Zabuza's leg. Suten Nanatsu no Suko no Jutsu. Zabuza looked up to see 7 foxes formed by water staring at him a few meters away. Right on Kaminari Sism. The foxes were struck by lightning and now were sparking blue electricity. They charged at Zabuza, but right before they jumped, a few Saban were launched at Zabuza and struck the base of his neck. Naruto immediately stopped his jutsu and let the foxes melt, leaving a puddle of water still merged with lightning. Naruto looked up to the trees to see the newcomer. Thank you, I've been looking for this noob nin for a while. You've made my job easier. The person was a hunter nin from Kiri. A boy that sounded no older than him. The boy jumped down, grabbed the body of Zabuza. Naruto's eyes narrowed. Because of your fight, I was able to take down Momochi Zabuza. Kiri has many thanks to Konoha. My regards. The hunter nin disappeared and the fog began to clear away. Naruto stood there for a second, staring at where Zabuza was, deep in thought. But Naruto quickly looked away and back at his genin. He walked over to Team 7. Is everyone okay, Sensei? He looked at everyone who was just gawking at him. Konohamaru started. Sensei, your mask. Sakura almost squealed as she finished Konohamaru's sentence. Namikaze, Naruto. Naruto scratched the back of his head. Thanks to his hair almost as long as Minato's, the four thought they were practically looking at the yondaime. It's best if we get to Tsunasan to safety. I know you must have lots of questions, but mission first. OSU. Sasuke was only shocked because of the level of fight. So this was what it was to be Jounin. The fight was eye-opening for Sasuke as he learned that Naruto was really a prodigy. The rest of the travels back to Tsuna's town was silent. Naruto didn't bring a spare mask, so now Konohamaru, Sakura, and Tsuna were openly staring at the young Jounin. Why weren't you gonna tell us who you were, Naruto Yaro? Just because you know who I am now, doesn't mean I won't hit you. With that, Naruto flashed in front of Konohamaru and flicked the boy on the head, causing Konohamaru to shuffle back a few steps. Oh. The council will hear about this. Naruto then pulled Konohamaru into a headlock. They won't know if you don't tell them. You wouldn't rat me out, would you, Konohamaru-kun? Naruto's sickly sweet voice brought shivers down Konohamaru's back. I won't, and Naruto-sensei. Good, now let's get to the fisherman's town. We've got a lot of building to do. Team 7 and Tsuna had finally reached the village. If you could even call it a village. The buildings were mere shacks with broken windows and unhinged doors. The place smelt of rotten fish with the evanescent smell of blood. There were many people on the streets, beaten up and disease-ridden. Most of the villagers were in rags. At the corner of the street intersection, Konohamaru caught sight of some thugs beating up a man. He quickly ran over. Hey! What the hell do you think you're doing? With that, Konohamaru quickly dealt with the 3 thugs. Konohamaru held out his hand to the beaten man, but he only scrambled away in fear. Konohamaru frowned. Naruto flashed to his side and put his hand on Konohamaru's shoulder. It's best if we leave right now. But these people. We need to do something. We will, not now. Konohamaru averted his eyes from Naruto and looked at the ground. Naruto walked back to the group as Konohamaru slowly followed. Sakura put her hand over her mouth to block out the stench, but it was futile. Sasuke tried to avert his eyes from making contact with the villagers on the sidewalks. Naruto kept his face forward, unfortunately experienced with these kinds of hardships. They were just like the people at Kiri, if not better. At least the dead were disposed of properly. Back in the war-ridden villages of Kiri, dead bodies were left on the streets. The stench of blood and rotting flesh was more prominent. Bile and other excrements littered the streets along with rats and other foul rodents. At least this village in Waves was clean. Naruto looked over to his genin. Konohamaru kept his face in a scowl and was clenching his fists. When the five arrived at Tazuna's house, it was slightly better. The house was towards a better part of the village. The house was whole and inside was furnished. A young woman came out to greet the group. "Hiya! You all must be the ninjas my father, Tazuna, requested. Welcome to our humble home, I'm Tsunami." The whole team muttered a small greeting as Naruto returned the enthusiasm in his greeting, complete with a wave and a small smile. The five entered the house and situated themselves in the kitchen. Konohamaru slammed his hand on the table. "What the hell is wrong with this pithole? These people are suffering." "Sarutobi, calm down." "No. I've had enough. I mean, don't these people have ninjas to protect them from thugs? Where are all the law enforcements? Why is this place so devastated?" Tazuna looked up solemnly. "We don't have ninja. Ever since our neighboring Yuzushigokyo was destroyed, we never had any ninjas, leaving this place open for all the thugs to come in, and come in they did. This man, Gato, started to take over this place, hiring the thugs to do his deeds and promise of large sums of money." Naruto's eyes narrowed. Konohamaru's eyes widened in recognition, as well. "Gato? No way. He's like one of the richest men in the land. I saw it in a magazine back at Konoha." "The very same. He cut off our water trade routes by seizing it with his thugs. Without our overseas trades, our economy collapsed. Most of the money are taken by Gato's thugs who took all the jobs and the food. Our hospital, if it even is one, consists of midwives and local healers. The thugs beat up a lot of people, so the hospital rarely sees patients unless it's really an emergency. The thugs like to rob us, beat us up for no reason. If your family has women, hide them. These men are ruthless. But with this new bridge I'm building, we won't need our trade routes. That's why Gato has been trying to take me out. I'm the reason why he is going to lose a lot of profit. Most of my builders are not paid, but it doesn't matter. They do it for free because they know the benefits that will come to them if this bridge is finished. They were all traders before, their businesses destroyed by Gato. URG, this Gato man. I really don't like him. Naruto-sensei, we gotta do something about this." "I agree. However, we need to take this slow and take in all factors into consideration." The genin looked up to Naruto as he continued. "I'll be going solo around the village to see what we can do. Meanwhile, I'll leave a clone to train you three and guard the builders during their working hours." "What will you be doing, Naruto-sensei?" Naruto's eyes narrowed at Sakura. "Things only a jounin can do." Naruto was interrupted by a small voice behind him. "Quit trying to act all tough. Gato is gonna kill you and you can't do anything about it. You act all tough but you can't do much, can you? I bet you've never been through anything as tough as we're going through." Naruto turned around to see a small boy standing at the frame of the door. Naruto's face distorted into anger, his chilling eyes freezing the child. "Hey kid! You want to know about tough? I'll tell you about tough. Go see Kiri." "Naruto-san, please excuse Inari. He's a bit brash." Tsunami forcefully guided Inari from the room. But it didn't stop Inari from saying more. "I bet Kiri is better off considering they actually have ninjas." Naruto slammed his hand down on the table and shot up from his seat. His eyes flashed with fury. Tazuna, a bit scared at the display of ki Naruto unleashed, attempted to calm him. "Please, Naruto-san. Excuse the rudeness of my grandson. He has never seen Kiri before. He is speaking from inexperience, which I presume you don't have." Naruto flinched, collecting himself and toning down the ki. He sat down and took deep breaths. "My apologies, Tazuna-san. But you are correct. I am not inexperienced with the horrors of Kiri. I will sadly inform you that they were and still are in a worse state than here." The three genin looked in interest as their enigmatic sensei was about to reveal something. Naruto continued. "Kiri was in a civil war only a few years back. I was on a training trip abroad and ran into a village not too different from yours. Being only 10 years old, ignorant of the meaning of war, I openly stated I would help the official Kiri win against the rebels. I reacted just like Konohamaru did, but my mentor wouldn't have any of it, considering that if Konoha had interfered, political issues would rise from it. This is where my moniker began. I started posing as the god Inari. Heh, what irony that your boy was named the same. Either way, I wore a mask to hide my association with Konohagakure." "So Shinobi no Inero was your name on the battlefield?" Tazuna questioned. "Correct. My red bib was known to everyone, and my mask struck fear to every opponent, even those on my side. The jingling of my sword reminded them of the temples of Inari. My unbelievable speed was godlike to them. My fox-influenced jutsu was renowned in Kiri. They started calling me the Inari god of Shinobi. I guess it just kinda stuck with me." "Wow, sensei. You were really cool. Didn't Sabuza say something about a flea on sight order?" "Hey, yes, something like that. But I'm not as cool as you think. The war. It was mentally scarring. The mental trauma that you'd think you would be immune to was inevitable. I started having nightmares of all the men I slew, the blood I drew, the pleas of help they cried. War isn't as fun as you think." Watching your friends get slashed down in front of you is anything but cool. Now as for your grandson Inari. I'm afraid that he has yet to experience true horror. The villages were littered with dead bodies to rot. At least Gato had the decency to clean out the streets. Sakura walked over to Naruto and hugged him. Naruto was least to say shocked. It must have been hard, sensei. Naruto's eyes softened. Sakura's tears were leaking onto Naruto's shirt. It's fine, Sakura. Thank you. Konohamaru's eyes narrowed in anger as he focused on a spot on the table. Those bastards. These people. They're suffering for the gain of Gato. Gato has no decency. We gotta do something about it. Sasuke's eyes flinched up at Konohamaru's burst. Sakura released her hug and looked at Konohamaru, tears still spilling from her eyes. Naruto looked up as well. No shit, Konohamaru. We're obviously gonna do something about it. It's our will of the fire. It may not be in the mission description. Naruto looked at Tazuna, who winced a little. But we're Konoha's very best genin team. We're gonna change this town. Let's prove this Inari kid that Konoha's ninja are not to be trifled with. OSU, alright, off to bed. We gotta wake up early tomorrow so I can train you three. Tazuna, thank you for your hospitality. The three genin got up and went to their designated rooms, led by Tsunami. Naruto got up and headed towards the door. Tazuna looked up and asked, and where are you going, Naruto-san? Like I said, jounin stuff, such as extermination, maybe even some recon. Tazuna's eyes narrowed questioningly. Naruto shrugged and exited the building. Sakura opened her eyes in the morning. She stretched and looked around her room. Oh wait, she was not in her room, she was on a mission. She remembered what happened the day before and remembered hugging Naruto. She squealed and held her face in self-embarrassment. I hugged him. She rolled around on the bed until she fell to the floor, which snapped her out of the love trance. She got up and got ready for the day. Next door, Konohamaru and Sasuke were forcefully shoved off their beds thanks to two Narutos. Get the hell up, twerps. Sasuke and Konohamaru groaned as Naruto crossed his arms and glared at the two boys, sprawled out on the floor. That's it. Suiton Suryuden no Jutsu. Two miniature water dragons splashed onto the faces of the two boys, who both jolted up, rubbing the water off their face. What the hell was that for? Naruto YRO. The two boys yelled as Naruto made a beeline to the kitchen, giggling with glee like a little girl. Breakfast was chaotic as Sasuke and Konohamaru tried getting revenge on their sensei, only to be tied up to their chair. Sakura was trying to act as mediator between the three boys. Tsunami was chuckling at the four teenage ninjas. Tazuna was grumbling as he read the newspaper. Sakura stopped short when she noticed something on Naruto's leg. Naruto-sensei, what happened to your leg? My kami? It's bleeding. We gotta heal it. Naruto looked down to see his leg. It had a 6-inch gash going diagonal from his thigh. Oh right, I got that from last night. Konohamaru interrupted his thoughts. Naruto-sensei? How did you get that wound? I'm sure you didn't get it from Zabuza. It wasn't there yesterday. Naruto awkwardly shifted away, looking to the side. I was just doing stuff more like taking out thugs and low-rank nuke-nin. Maybe a bit more. Sakura got up from her seat and approached the retreating Naruto. Doesn't matter. Now I may not be the best medic nin right now, but I picked up a few tricks from my mom. I can give you first aid before it infects. And now Sakura-chan. That's not necessary. I'm sure the fox crap. Naruto cut short before he revealed anything about the Kyuubi. Fox? I heal quickly. Uzumaki blood. Tazuna's eyes widened. Uzumaki, you say? Yeah? Are you part of the Uzumaki clan? Are there survivors? Yeah, me and my mom, Uzumaki Kushina. Kushina-chan. The heiress? Whoa, my mom's an heiress? Konohamaru interrupted the conversation. Don't change the topic. The real question is, how the hell did you get a wound like that? It wasn't there before. Guys, it's only a flesh wound. I'm sure I got it from, I don't know, a stray branch. Naruto. Branches don't cut pants and flesh that cleanly. It looks like a wound from a kunai. What exactly were you doing last night? Tazuna whispered loud enough so the whole table could hear. Busted. Naruto flinched and glared at Tazuna while the other three genin looked at Naruto with a scowl. What the hell were you up to, Naruto-sensei? Yeah, Naruto Yaro. What were you up to? I wait. Why the hell am I being pushed around by you three? I don't need to respond to you. That's it, end of discussion. Get ready for training. Naruto flashed away. The three genin yelled. Coward! Thanks to the antics of the three genin earlier, Naruto had pushed their training to the limit, not as much as back home since they were on a mission, still hard though. Konohamaru kept grumbling. By the time they reached the bridge for guard duty, Naruto had gathered the genin into a circle. Team 7, I have some pretty important news that I need you all to take very seriously and calmly. The three genin gulped. I believe that Momochi Zabuza is still alive. Konohamaru screamed. What? Naruto clamped his hand over Konohamaru's mouth to shut him up. I told you to take it calmly. Not shout out to the world. Quiet. Now where was I? But how did he survive? Wasn't there a hunter nin? That's what the enemy wanted us to think. The hunter nin was probably on Zabuza's side. Sakura continued. Naruto-sensei brings up a good point. Most Hunter Nin carry larger weapons that inflict more damage to ensure that the nuke Nin is dead and in a sense, requires less skill. This specific Hunter Nin used Senbons. Senbons require lots of accuracy and probably immense skill, and if the accuracy isn't good, well, Senbons don't have much damage. The body has lots of pressure points too, points around the neck that can inflict a near-death state. And that, my little genin, is how the fake Hunter Nin fooled us into thinking he killed Zabuza. And if that doesn't convince you, it is mandatory procedure that the body of a nuke Nin be removed on the spot. This Hunter Nin grabbed the body and left, probably to rescue the damn guy. At this point, Sakura was innerly squealing. We're finishing each other's sentences. The other two genin were shocked. The nuke Nin had an accomplice from the start. Naruto coughed a bit for their attention and continued, that being said, we gotta train harder. The accomplice seemed really skilled and around our age. What? Another prodigy? I thought you'd be the only one. Quiet, Konohamaru. Remember, with teamwork, you can beat the hardest opponents. I'll be busy fighting Zabuza, so you guys gotta work together. Now, I've already sent a messenger hawk to the Hokage with the change of plans. Backup won't be happening because last night I was busy taking them out. So that's what you were doing. Damn, Naruto Yaro, you could have just told us. Anyways, I went in for a bit of recon, which ended up into interrogation, and well, one thing led to another and the whole operation turned out to be an assassination and a massacre. The genin's mouths dropped at the blonde who just shrugged off a mass killing like it was nothing. Sasuke was puzzled. By assassination, do you mean you killed Gato already? Pretty much, and his thugs too. Then doesn't that mean Zabuza won't kill us? No. Since he's not getting his pay, he'll need to get some compensation for his work. My bounty will be more than enough for him. Your bounty? 18 million rios. What? That's friggin' a lot. Shut it, Ren, I mean, Konohamaru. Then what are we gonna do about it? Well, sadly I got you guys into this considering it's my head he's after. But this will be good training, no? A little bit of fighting on the side, showing off your teamwork in a real fight. I think this will be great for you little genin. But Naruto-sensei, wouldn't a Hunter Nin be too much? I understand the concept seems frightening, but I believe you guys can do it. Isn't it the job of the sensei to believe in their students? How about this, you guys beat this little Hunter Nin and I'll treat you to something back at Konoha. OSU, let's finish guarding this bridge. If my calculations are correct, Zabuza should have a week to recover. Let's mosey, and /whoa. Is that a FFVI reference? I couldn't see it from a mile away, straight face. The rest of the week went by like a breeze. There were no thugs to take care of considering Naruto had practically taken them all out. Naruto had given each of his genin a scroll to learn a new jutsu. Sakura learned Ditan Doria Hiki. Though it was an elemental jutsu, Naruto deemed Sakura able with her chakra control. Sasuke learned Right Unkaminari Suzum because his Katan Jutsu arsenal was sufficed thanks to his Uchiha upbringing. Konohamaru learned Katan Gakaki no Jutsu. Though less powerful than Uchiha, Konohamaru was gifted with a few talents from the Sandaime Hokage. Konohamaru was able to shoot out multiple fireballs consecutively, equal size, equal speed. This was a feat that the Sandaime was well known for. This genin team was exceptional with excellent skill. Naruto noticed Sakura's interest in medical jutsu, so he taught her the very basic chakra healing for minor cuts and bruises. With her excellent control, she was able to take the skill even further and could do more complex injuries. How could she do this? Well, somehow, something clouded Naruto's judgment, and so, impulsively, he volunteered himself as her practice dummy. Ridiculously, he self-inflicted wounds on himself and asked Sakura to heal him. Pretty stupid and in a sense, a bit psychotic since he's self-harming, but he wanted to see if Sakura could improve more. Anything for his students to improve, in this case, Sakura. Naruto sparred with the three genin to improve their teamwork. Uchiha was getting better at working with the other two. Konohamaru, though still brash as ever, was able to make actual logical decisions during a fight. Sakura was able to make more complex strategies on the fly, thanks to personal lessons given by Naruto, which Sasuke dropped by and listened once in a while. Not every day the prodigy of Konoha gives lessons on strategy, much more in depth than the ones at Academy. Today was the final day. It has been a week and Naruto was almost sure that Zabuza would attack the minute he could move. His judgment was rarely wrong, but he tried not to remind the genin that much. Last thing he wanted was to give them cold feet, but he couldn't have them freezing up or making rash decisions like he and Ray did on their C-rank fight. They were having their breakfast after a forceful, thanks to Naruto's insistence, good night's sleep. Team 7. Today is the day. What do you mean, Naruto Yaro? Zabuza will probably attack the bridge today. What? Why didn't you tell us this earlier, Naruto-sensei? We could have trained more. I believe I have trained you three to the best of my ability in 1 week. And with your healing abilities, Sakura, your team has nothing to fear. We're up against a Hunter Nin. He's probably not even a real one since he's a rogue like Zabuza. Sure, but he seemed to be pretty skilled. I believe in you guys. See, Sakura-chan. Naruto Yaro believes in us. We can beat him and bring peace to this place. Naruto's massive amount of clones got a majority of the bridge done. Just this one fight and a few more days to complete the bridge and this mission is over. We'll be heroes. Quit lying to yourselves. Team 7 looked to the door to see the intruding voice. It was Inari again. Damn that little depressed brat. Inari started again. You can't beat Gato. I know you can't. Heroes don't exist. Not even the heroes here could save us. What makes you think you can do the same? You'll probably die just like the rest of them. Now listen here, kid. Inari left before Naruto could even finish his sentence. Tazuna entered the room this time and sat down. Don't hate on the ignorance of the kid. He just had a bit of a rough spot. His idol, this man named Kaiza, tried to be a hero to these people. Gato killed him in front of poor Inari and the rest of the civilians. Sakura looked down. That's sad, he must have had it rough. The silence of melancholy was cut short when Naruto spoke up. Well, he's just being a little wimp. Running away from reality. He thinks he got it rough, but others have gone through worse. He's just gotta suck it up. His little depressing attitude needs to end as well. Naruto got up and left the kitchen. Naruto went outside to find Inari on the roof, looking towards the sea. Naruto jumped up to the roof and sat next to Inari. Naruto tried to look at Inari's story in a sympathetic way. Though a bit difficult to think that way, Naruto tried to be softer on the civilian. Look, Inari. I know having someone close to you die is a sad thing. You don't know anything. What do you know about death? You're just a kid no older than me by 3 years. How would you know? Naruto's eyes turned ice cold again as his face went from empathetic to cold. I've been to war. I've seen countless people die in front of me, by my hand or by the hands of my enemy. My friends that I made bonds with during this war were all killed. I know what it feels like to have people you cherish die in front of you. Inari started to tear up, but Naruto continued in a softer tone. It's tough to have nightmares every night, replaying the deaths of friends. But I told myself, would they have wanted to see me like this? Would they have wanted me to give up just because they couldn't continue? Naruto remembered some of the people he knew in the war. There was this boy, Amaru. Amaru was only a bit older than Naruto by 4 years. He was 14 at the time. Amaru had made friends with the shinobi no Inari, offering him food during breaks, giving supplies. Amaru had the dream to become the Mizukage. Naruto had joked that he wanted to see him as Mizukage when he was Hokage. They were friends on the battlefield, showing teamwork that could take out a huge chunk of platoons in the enemy's forces. But on a certain mission, Amaru sacrificed his life for the life of the rest of the platoon. He went as bait and blew himself up and the enemy so that the rest of the platoon could escape. Naruto had nightmares of Amaru's last smile and last words. I'll see you as a Kage someday, Namake's Naruto. Meet me there. My friend died, telling me his last few words before dying. I almost gave up on my dream when he died. I almost lost sight of what I was fighting for. But my friend wanted me to continue. I figured he wouldn't want me to give on my dream. He would have wanted me to complete it. He died a hero, and his legacy was burned as a long-living memory, etched into each of our minds as we fought the remaining enemy. I continued for him, and I moved on in memory of him. Inari was sobbing and dove into Naruto's chest cried. He was my hero. He wasn't supposed to die. Kaiza wasn't supposed to die. Naruto smiled softly. I know, Inari. I know. They all weren't supposed to die. Naruto looked up to the morning sky as he patted Inari on the back. That's why you gotta fight for their memory. Make sure that their beliefs didn't follow them to the grave. Your name is Inari. My name is Shinobi no Inari. You gotta live up to it if you're named after a god. Inari is awesome. Inari sniffed a bit and looked up as he saw Naruto smile a megawatt smile. Be brave, Inari. Don't forget what Kaiza lived for. Naruto had convinced Tazuna and all the builders to stay home today because of Zabuza. Naruto's team got ready at the bridge, looking sharp and attentive. The bridge started to get a bit foggy and Naruto got into a stance. Here they come. Naruto yanked out his sword just in time as the huge executioner's blade swung full force at his face. Naruto deflected the sword and bounced back. Sharp as ever, Shinobi no Inari. Hello to you too, Zabuza-san. Let's make this fight interesting, shall we? Humor me, Zabuza. How so, Inari boy? Why is it that you're doing this? I mean, it's rather obvious, but I'd like to hear it from the man himself. The fun. I'm sorry? I don't quite understand. No money? The fun of my opponents, realizing it's useless to fight. Their hopes crushed. Their motivation drained. The money is on the side. I hate to disappoint you, Zabuza, but you won't be getting that reaction from me. We'll see about that. Now, Inari boy, entertain me. Zabuza slipped into a stance with his blade ready. Naruto flicked his blade and crouched to his own stance, the bell on his blade ringing through the fog. The fog got even thicker and the sight of Zabuza slipped from Naruto's vision. Naruto's eyes narrowed at where Zabuza previously resided, but the voice of his student brought him out of focus. And Naruto-sensei. We can't see anything. Where is the enemy, Sakura? Take you and the others out of the fog. Keep your eyes peeled. His accomplice could be anywhere. Anywhere, he could be, indeed, Inari boy. Do tell how you figured I have an accomplice? The hunter Nin didn't follow standard procedure. Tisk, I'll have to teach him how to pretend more. Though normally people wouldn't notice that kind of detail unless they were a hunter nin themselves. I had my share of bounties to kill. You sure talk from experience. You talk the talk, but can you walk the walk? Naruto barely had time to duck as the cleaver swung horizontally at him, aimed for his midsection. Naruto felt his hair get trimmed as he crouched low into one of his stances. As the blade drew back, Naruto sprang forward in the direction of the blade and jabbed forward. He felt his sword pierce something, and as the fog cleared a bit from his face, he made eye contact with Zabuza. Naruto jumped back just as a blade swiped through Zabuza, which distorted into water and splashed to the floor. When Naruto landed, he jumped back up when he felt the water on the floor start to move from under him. Keeping me on my feet, are we, Zabuza? The fox is more agile than I thought. Most would have failed the first two moves. I guess I have to switch tactics. Naruto's eyes darted around as he landed on dry grounds. The fog started to get heavier, and his vision was practically deemed useless. Naruto closed his eyes and focused on his surroundings. Naruto raised his sword up to deflect a blow, creating sparks where the two blades met. That's quite a sword, Inari boy. Most would have snapped at the sheer weight of mine. Forged in the lands of iron and enforced by my chakra, it's only natural that it's one of a kind. Let's quit the chit-chat, shall we? I feel like we're just stalling here. I feel the same. Naruto unleashed a wave of chakra, pushing back the fog, revealing Zabuza, posed to strike. Naruto opened his eyes just in time to block the blade. As the two blades locked, Zabuza stared at Naruto's ice-blue eyes. They stood there for a split second before Naruto flicked his wrist up, sending a pulse of chakra with it, launching Zabuza's sword up. Naruto went for the opening and gave a horizontal strike to Zabuza's chest. Zabuza once again turned into water and fell to the ground. Naruto's eyebrows furrowed. Is that really all the great Zabuza has? A set of sword skills and fog with a bit of water clones? I say this is child's play, really. Why don't you show what you're really capable of, Momochi Zabuza? The three genin didn't have time to watch and listen to the fight of their sensei. As soon as they exited the fog, a new voice came from behind them. While my master is fighting, why don't we have our own fight? I'd hate to have my master's fight interrupted. A boy, no older than them, stood a few meters away. He wore a Kiri Hunter Nin mask like he did a week ago. His clothes were brown, gray, and green, but it was all a blur as the three genin suddenly had to quickly dodge the volley of saman coming at them. Ditan Doria Hiki. Sakura slammed her hands on the floor and a wall protruded in front of the three genin. The three genin huffed a bit. Sakura looked up to her other two teammates. We gotta work something out, see his strengths, weaknesses. But how? I'm working on it, Konohamaru. The Hunter Nin jumped over the wall and landed among the three genin. I can't let you three have breaks, can I? The boy unleashed a wheel kick, hitting Sasuke and Konohamaru in the process as Sakura quickly jumped back to avoid the kick. All three genin landed on their feet and crouched into a stance not too different from Naruto's. Konohamaru launched several kunai and shuriken at the offender. The boy launched saban to counter each, all hitting Konohamaru's projectiles and knocking them to the floor. Sasuke jumped forward to engage the boy in a match of taijutsu. Sasuke punched the masked boy only to be blocked as raised his arm to block the offending punch. The boy wrapped his hand around Sasuke's wrist and pulled. As Sasuke moved forward, he flipped over and thrusted his foot towards the stomach. The boy raised his leg and blocked with his leg. The boy flipped over in the direction he was sending Sasuke, launching the Uchiha several feet away as he landed back on his feet. The boy quickly ducked as Sakura sent more projectiles towards the boy. The boy can dodge. He is extremely nimble and accurate. His taijutsu is really good. How on earth are we going to beat him? Sakura kept thinking as the boy slowly got up from his ducked position. Sasuke grunted and stood up as well, recovering from the throw. The boy quickly shot up as a fireball grazed his back. Katan Gakaki no Jutsu. Konohamaru then shot two more, one after the other, as he followed his aim where the boy was. His last ball was interrupted as the boy mumbled a jutsu that created a wall of water in front of him. The steam of the two jutsus colliding allowed the boy to get away from the onslaught of fireballs that Konohamaru quickly created after his last one dissipated. Shit, he got away. Sakura, any ideas? None so far. He's got elemental jutsus that he's not using. He's not even going full out, and we're having trouble keeping up. If this keeps up, we'll run out of energy before he even starts getting serious. Sasuke frowned. He went back to fight the boy in a taijutsu match, this time trying a new stance. As the boy dodged a few shuriken that Sasuke threw, his chest came in full contact with Sasuke's leg. But Sasuke didn't stop there as he jumped up and delivered another kick in the same spot. He went for another kick, but the boy grabbed it with one hand. With the other, he started to form hand seals. One-handed seals? I've never seen that before. Sakura's eyes narrowed as she watched the boy continue his hand seals while one hand was occupied with Sasuke's foot. Sensatsu Seisho. Thousands of water senbons formed around Sasuke and Haku. The senbons were launched at Sasuke, all hitting their target. Sasuke grunted in a pain as the small saban hit him, none near his vitals though. Haku pushed off of him and started a new set of hand seals while still in mid-air. Maku House Ho. That's some jutsu your accomplice has. Kekkei Genkai? Naruto was able to sense the release of chakra near his genins. It was a mix between water and wind affinity manipulation. Correct. Ice manipulation. It's too bad for your genins. Why is that, Zabuza? No one has gotten out of this jutsu alive before. I highly doubt your little genins could do much. You severely underestimate them. You severely underestimate me, then, if you think you could stall time just by talking. Naruto was starting to breathe a bit hard because of how cold the bridge got. The ice manipulation the accomplice had was starting to change the temperature drastically. Naruto's rest was cut short when he heard Zabuza. Suiton Daibakafu no Jutsu. Naruto's eyes widened as the fog cleared up to reveal a mass of water shooting towards Naruto. Katan Jigaku no Kaimushoman no Bannin no Jutsu. Naruto summoned a large temple gate in front of him with 2 large temple guardians. Both shot out fire from their mouths and burned out the water jutsu. Naruto whispered his next jutsu, which rang out through the fog. Inari no Inori. Jingles were heard as the sound of bells resonated through the bridge. The genin and the accomplice paused at the sound of the bell. The fog cleared out in one gust of wind, revealing the fight of the genin and Zabuza alone. Where are you, Inari boy? Get out and face me, you coward! Another gust of wind blew through the open bridge. Naruto's voice rang out. Now let me show you why my name is really Shinobi no Inari. Suiton Nanatsu Suko no Jutsu. 7 large foxes formed from the water puddles. Inari boy. You've already shown me this jutsu, it doesn't do much. Zabuza was cut short when the foxes began to materialize into real foxes. Their fur was white and their eyes were piercing blue. A gust of wind swirled around them, causing a wall of rotating wind. As the wind dissipated, it revealed a large white fox with 7 tails sweeping behind it. Naruto walked out from behind it, now donning his usual fox mask that was supposedly destroyed in his earlier match. I don't really remember that. T the white fox? That was you? Oh, so you saw this jutsu before? On the civil wars of Kiri. The white fox that took out entire platoons. One of the main reasons the rebels lost the war. You've done your homework, Zabuza. Gold star. Now, where was I? The genin looked at the white fox at the center of the bridge. Though it was hard to see considering their view was blocked by a wall of ice mirrors. Maku house ho. It's my Kekkei Genkai. Sadly, since my master is having troubles with the white fox, I need to cut this match short. Don't kid with us. As if you could be us as fast as you think. Konohamaru, don't be provoked, HN loser. Keep sharp, there's something weird about these mirrors. Sasuke's advice was responded by a mass of senbons that appeared behind him. The other 2 genin were also hit with senbons, all appearing from behind them. URG, how is he hitting us from all behind when we are facing different directions? Konohamaru collapsed to his knees as another shower of senbon fell on him. Sakura dodged a few but was hit regardless. Sasuke's eyes darted around. He could see where the senbon were coming from. The boy was transporting mirrors at high speed. Though Sasuke could see each senbon, his body wouldn't move the speed his eyes could. Sasuke was hit as well as he saw the senbon coming straight at him. It seems your little genin can't handle Haku. I don't think you should worry about Haku right now. I'll leave you to play with my friend over here. I won't be gone for long. Naruto flashed away as the fox charged at Zabuza. The claws of the fox sent sparks as it came in contact with Zabuza's blade. Damn that coward, running away to have me play with his pet. I am not a pet. Sasuke and Konohamaru struggled to stay standing. Sakura had already been knocked unconscious behind the wall she raised last minute for her teammates to take cover. The 2 other genin started to think of a plan as they deflected as many senbon as they could with a kunai. We don't have the speed to keep up, HN. I can see them but I can't dodge them. It's frustrating. Konohamaru noticed the Sharingan in Sasuke's eyes. Sharingan? Lucky you. Uchiha, remember? Yeah. URG, we need to focus. Konohamaru was attacked with several senbon, successfully taking him out as well. As Konohamaru dropped to the floor, covered in spikes, Sasuke was left standing in front of the mirror Haku currently resided in. You can't keep up with my speeds. Nothing can beat me in terms of speed. Oh really? How are you so sure about that? Sasuke was surprised as he found Naruto flashed in front of him. You don't look so good, Sasuke. Go to the other 2 and see if they're alright. Now Haku, you were saying something about superior speeds. I'd like to test that out. Shinobi no Inari, speaking. I heard your speeds were legendary. Let's go, shall we? That's what I'm here for. Quick question though, if you're here, does that mean Zabuza-sama is dead? No. Not yet. He's with my friend right now. Now that's an interesting trick. The fox can talk. I wouldn't go far as to call it a trick. We're quite intelligent creatures and I take that to offense. Let's get on with this fight, shall we? My very thoughts. The fox pounced, baring its razor-sharp teeth. Zabuza blocked with his blade but one of the fox's tail whipped him away, sending Zabuza several feet to the side. That sword. I remember fighting you, human. You were part of the Kiri Wars, weren't you? You have good memory too, for a beast. I take that to offense as well, human. I let you live last time in hopes that your potential would grow. But I guess my mercy was for naught. I don't need your mercy. Why do you fight, human? For fun. No. That is not your real answer, is it, human? What do you know, beast? It's for the other human. Zabuza's eyes darted to Haku before quickly going back to the fox. I let you live before because your purpose was noble. Now look at you. What purpose? To protect your loved ones. I don't love anybody. You care for the other, don't you? He is a mere killing tool that I picked up for personal gains. Nothing more. You say that now, but when his life was endangered during the war, you almost gave up your life to protect him. Don't think you can lie to me, human. Zabuza's eyes narrowed. My master is on his way to kill your precious other. If you do not show defeat, you risk losing him. Which is it, human? Defeat or death? Zabuza held a pained expression. Don't take me so lightly, Zabuza charged. The fox's stare softened and stepped aside as Zabuza slipped by the fox and charged towards the ice dome. The ice mirrors started to shatter as Haku was on one knee huffing. Naruto held his blade at Haku's neck. So the shinobi no Inari lives up to his name and his father's. Your technique is indeed faster than mine. Please, I don't want to hurt you more than I need to. Surrender now and we can finish this without death. You can even apply as a Konoha nin. I'm afraid I cannot do that. I follow where Zabuza-sama goes. If he takes the road to the afterlife, then I shall too. Are you absolutely positive? Please. Naruto quickly stepped aside and drew his blade back as the executioner's blade fell where he stood before. Naruto did a quick glance at his fox which stood patiently. Naruto did a quick nod and smiled before facing his opponents again. I'll give you this proposition again. I don't want to end this with bloodshed if I can help it. Come with us to Konoha and I won't have to kill you, Zabuza-sama. Zabuza stood there, sword posed. He thought hard as he continued to stare down Naruto. Please, Zabuza, Haku. I don't want this to end in bloodshed. Naruto pointed towards his genin. Though my genin are already seriously injured, I can still take both of you on. Come back to Konoha with us, and we can do this a more peaceful way. I can even pay you the compensation for your work with Gato. I was able to elude him while I made the assassination. It was you who assassinated Gato, yes. And I'm sure we can pay you full pay for your actions if you stand down and surrender. You can ally yourselves with Konoha. Please. I know you don't take the new Mizuki's views that easily. It's understandable from your background. But don't send Haku into a world of hate like the one of your past. What do you know anyways? Konoha are light on the genin unlike Kiri. It's because of the bloody mist that we were feared around the world. Thanks to the new Mizukage, we are weak, but the Yondaime Mizukage didn't do anything about the bloodline purge. The people feared all the bloodlines and started the purge. But the Yondaime did nothing to stop it. He's the reason why Haku is where he is now. Can't you see he's done more bad than good? Please, I know you want Haku and yourself to live well. Konohagakure no Sato can give that to you. Haku can live without being hunted down by bloodlines. The Hokage and the new Mizukage can make sure of that. Can't you see how weak that is? Relying on others for protection? That's how weak Kiri has become? Now let's say I do join Konoha, which is unlikely since I'm in a bingo book with thousands of Konoha nins head on my bounty. What are we going to do? Become civilians? Go under house arrest with chakra suppressors for the rest of our lives? I don't think so. I can pull a few strings to get you into the Konoha nin program. As ANB you can go incognito. Haku is less known. It's not weak to rely on others for things you can't do. Without you, Haku couldn't have survived. Without Haku, in a sense, you wouldn't be where you are now. You rely on each other. Is that weak? No. It isn't, and it sure as hell isn't weak to rely on more people. I rely on lots and I'm still stronger than you. I'm not weak. Zabuza paused, looking at the ground in deep thought. Damn yellow flashes, son. You have connections, don't you? So this is kind of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, isn't it? No other Konoha nin can give it to me, obviously since the choice here is accept or death. In death, there won't be another Konoha nin to give you this option. Consider yourself lucky, Inari boy, you were more ruthless during the war. Now you're just acting like the damn fourth, always for peace over bloodshed even though he has the skill for violence. Naruto chuckled a bit. Well, he is my father. Zabuza lowered his blade a little, shifting out of his stance. Full pay, right? And work for Konoha. I still need some more cash. Naruto smirked. Obviously. And from what I heard, ANBU and Konoha get higher pay than the ones in Kiri. Oh really? I'm listening. I can also probably get Haku into the genin program as well, to continue his ninja career. Zabuza smirked. He held out his hand. I guess this is a deal, Inari kid. Naruto carefully approached, stretching out his hand as well. Zabuza grabbed his hands. Naruto flinched, expecting an attack. Zabuza laughed, and shook Naruto's hands and let go. It's a deal, kiddo. Ain't gonna become a backstabbing bitch, calm the hell down. Naruto let out a breath. I'm glad, none of us had to die. Now, well excuse me. I have some injured genin to attend to. Naruto walked away, leaving Zabuza and Haku alone. Zabuza reached over and left his hand out to help Haku up. I guess life will be better for you, Haku. For the both of us, Zabuza-sama. Yeah. For the both of us. What the hell, Naruto Yaro? You made friends with our fucking enemy? Are you insane? Sarutobi, calm the hell down. Are you crazy? Naruto flashed behind Konohamaru and chopped him in the head. Silence, twerp. Anyways, let's finish this bridge and get a move on. It might take another week. Tazuna stepped into the kitchen, which was now full of ninjas. Zabuza was leaning against the wall with his sword next to him. Haku stood next to him but close to the table, near Naruto. The other 3 genin sat in seats around Naruto. Inari sat next to Naruto, which he decided to call Naruto and Ai-san. Tsunami was at the sink busily cleaning dishes, indifferent towards the crowd. Tazuna coughed. Actually, Naruto, it won't be that long. Thanks to your vast amount of clones, our bridge is literally a day away from completing. Actually, you've done so much for this village, I'm not quite sure what I can do to repay you. That won't be necessary, Tazuna-san. It's our job as Konoha Nin. No, I insist. I will find something to do in your honor. For now, you have my and the other villagers' thanks. Naruto scratched his head meekly. The 3 genin around him were pretty bummed out that they couldn't do anything during the fight. They needed to train more if one person could beat them. The next day, Naruto created hundreds of clones and helped the builders build the remaining part of the bridge. The villagers rejoiced when they heard Gato and his thugs were taken out. Naruto, Team 7, Zabuza and Haku left the village to return back to Konoha. After they all said their goodbyes, the villagers waved a last goodbye as the ninjas crossed the bridge and sprinted into the trees. When they were gone from sight, one of the villagers asked Tazuna, "Now what are we going to call the bridge?" Now that's a good question. Why don't we name it after the very one who changed our lives? That sounds like an excellent idea, Tazuna-san, the Great Naruto Bridge. It has a nice ring to it. The way home was rather interesting as the 6 shinobi made their way to Kanehagakure no Sato. Every once in a while, a huge man with a gigantic cleaver would chase around a bunch of genin with a blonde boy in the back, nonchalantly reading a small orange book as chaos ensued around him. At the moment, the group was jumping through the trees in an orderly fashion. They didn't want to enter Konoha in complete disarray. "Hey Inari boy, I told you already, quit calling me that. Not many people know my name in Konoha. It's a shame, your name hold a lot of power behind it. So much reputation held by a 12-year-old. Is there something wrong with my age, Zabuza-san? I'm surprised, that's all, whatever. Now I'm going to go over some protocol before we enter." Everyone halt. Everyone jumped to a clearing and Naruto walked up to the group. "Alright. At the moment, we are holding 2 very dangerous nuke nin. Though my name is not as notorious in Konoha, Zabuza's name is gonna bring the ANBU like moths to fire. Sadly, we can't have you 2 just nonchalantly walking behind us as we go to the Hokage. Are you saying we've got to go in as prizzo? Just some chakra ropes. We'll take you through the less populated way. You know, to avoid confrontation with some, haters. It's only temporary, right? I'm not walking into a trap. We made a deal. Calm down, Zabuza. I'm not leading you into a trap. I'm just not too sure on the reactions of ANBU and some of the other jonin. Fine, but what about Haku? I guess he can come in, or normally. I'm jonin, so I have clearance to bring people past the gate without formal papers, I guess. Being Hokage's son also has perks," Naruto hummed as he got out chakra binding ropes from his bag. He wrapped them around Zabuza's hands, then made a hand seal. The chakra reacted and started glowing blue. It might make you a bit exhausted, but nothing the great Kirigakure no Kijin can't handle. I'll be taking your sword as well. You know, prisoner and bounty protocol. Zabuza sighed heavily. It's not like I can argue anymore. You binded my chakra. Naruto chuckled a bit as he took the big Kubikuru Bocho and sealed it in a scroll. Okay, let's go. Naruto leads Zabuza to the gates, followed by the 4 genin, Haku's assumed rank to avoid attention. They took a formation and approached the gates. 2 of the Chunin guards sat up from their lethargic lounging. "Namikaze. You're back, Aoria, is that who I think it is? Yeah, we gotta go to the Hokage's tower immediately. Do you think that's wise, considering, well, you know, his reputation? I could get some ANBU for you." "That won't be necessary. I'll accompany Naruto." The Chunin and Naruto looked up at the new voice and Naruto started smiling. "Kakashi-sensei." "Great. Well, you heard him. Kakashi will escort us. He's ex-ANBU anyways." "Naruto, how do you get that information?" "My ANBU affiliation shouldn't be that well known. Hokage's son, Baka Kakashi, Che, dumb blonde." "Hey! I heard that." Everybody that was watching the exchange was, least to say, shocked at the exchange of words between an ex-ANBU captain, "Sorry Kakashi, you're just too renowned," and the Hokage's Jounin son. Both a very dangerous pair to insult. Their shocked expressions were cut short when Naruto looked at the Chunins. "Well, I hate to break the chit-chat, but shouldn't we head to the Hokage tower already?" "Kotetsu, Izumo, I'll leave it to you for my papers." "Hi, Namikaze-san, just Naruto is fine. I'll see you guys around, okay?" "Alright, Team 7. To the rooftops. I sense there is a road with less people 2 blocks away. Let's move." Naruto deactivated the chakra, but kept the ropes intact, so that Zabuza could jump the roofs with them. Kakashi followed from the rear, next to Naruto and Zabuza. "So Zabuza, what brings you here to Konoha?" Zabuza looked at the silver-haired Jounin. "Well, if it ain't the copycat ninja, Hatake Kakashi. I'm here to join you guys." "Oh really? That's interesting. Is it now? I never knew a former member of the 7 Swordsmen would join Konoha. Got a problem?"